Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B. Proudly sponsored by On Air Sports Marketing and is powered by the injury attorneys Lerner and Rowe. In a wreck and need a check? Make one call, that's all. 602-977-1900. And always online at lernerandrowe.com. Now time for Calling All Sports with Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B. On Fox Sports 910.
Well, how about those Phoenix Suns? They won again at home. That was their 8th straight yesterday, knocking off the Lakers by 10. And the D-backs, how about Jake McCarthy? He drove in the first run of the spring as the D-backs blanked the White Sox yesterday 5-0 at Salt River Fields. They're getting underway here in Mesa with the Oakland Athletics. And ASU earns its first upset of the season in hoops as they took care of Washington State on Saturday. Welcome in. It's a quick highlight of the weekend here in Phoenix as we are live from the CAZ Sports Bar in Casino, Arizona. A little bit of a rainy Monday afternoon, at least where I was coming from Mesa. It was raining quite a bit, and I like it. Let it rain.
Yeah,
it can rain. You know, these 80-degree weather, I don't know, man. I know everybody loves who's visiting, but I'm sorry. I'm not ready for it, man. Give me that cold rain. Give me all that bad weather. Because it's going to be here before you know it. Here it is, February. End of February, and it's 80-something degrees.
Yeah,
come on.
Our winters at 60, 65 degrees. We'll take those any day of the week. But that was beautiful, 78, 80 degrees all weekend. Quasi-sunshiny. You had the overcast yesterday. By the way, folks, the UV rays are more intense when it's overcast like that. So make sure you apply and apply often. Probably the earliest time of the year I've had to apply the sunscreen, the spray. I said, damn, it's the end of February. I'm already applying the stuff to make sure I take care of that skin, keep that nice olive oil skin intact.
You still wearing that goofy hat when you're training?
Not till it gets to about 95-ish. I'll break out the sombrero. Yeah.
Have you ever seen it, Jimmy? He has his sombrero that he wears when he trains his kids.
I've seen the photo.
And it's like he should be doing a Barrio Queen commercial.
Correct.
Wearing that thing.
You hear that, Barrio Queen?
I mean, get a little endorsement, but
you hear that, guy?
I mean, he's got the string, pulling that thing down. It's just
covers my neck, my schnozola, my face.
Goes with his Crocs.
Yeah,
it's just perfect.
I got the tennies out there. I got to display some of the drills of some of these young guys. But yeah, it's about 95-ish. I'll break that bad boy out. In the meantime, I got the K-State hat going strong. But yeah, folks, it's I'm like, damn, spray and lotion on the face and covering up. And I'm like, it's just the end of February. It's 82 degrees out here, but it's supposed to cool back down this weekend. Yeah, about the mid-60s somewhere in there.
So, Jax, you alerted me that you're going to be off on Friday. So, with that being said, are we going to have a special rewind on Thursday?
We can.
I think we should.
Oh, yeah.
Because I'm going to get you some material today that you can have a little bit
that's
later.
That's why I wish Roc was there Monday through Friday. Because our best shows are when Roc's here. I'm not even saying that because you're the boss, but Monday, Thursday.
You ever listen to Tuesday or Wednesday? I appreciate good material.
I just know when the suits give us the ratings.
Yeah.
It peaks on Monday, Thursday, Friday. Tuesday and Wednesday, they're still good.
They're in the dumpster.
They're just not. No, they're not in the dumpster. Don't say that because the advertisers on Tuesday and Wednesday,
man.
They just, they peak on certain days.
I just find it interesting. Well, maybe
even take the points on Saturday morning does better than Tuesday and Wednesday. When it comes to the ratings,
all we can do is we just do our best. Jimmy and I just do our absolute best.
Somebody's got to hold down the fort. Right. Daddy's got to make the money to pay you guys. I get it.
Yeah.
Hey, let's talk about the Suns team. Just an awful weekend, going into the weekend, I should say, when you lose back-to-back to Dallas and Houston. Oh. You don't lose to Houston. I'm sorry. You cannot lose to Houston. And I think we could kind of fast forward to next Monday's show. And if we're talking about 3 in a row that they've lost to Houston because they play them this Thursday and again on Saturday, then there's some problems. It was great to see them win yesterday. You had all the celebrities in town. You had the Lakers in town. They played some pretty good basketball. I mean, I think Nurkic had a hell of a game. The fact that he was just pulling down rebounds, especially on the offensive side, it was a fun game to watch. I mean, I was at my normal Sunday pretending, I called all my buddies. I'm like, hey, NFL Network's replaying, the Eagles-Giants game. You want to meet it at 1 o'clock just for an excuse.
Just to get him there?
Just to get him there and say we're going to watch some football on a Sunday because I was jonesing. It sucks. If the Suns weren't on, what else would you watch?
Yeah,
the Mexican Open? Give me a break.
College
basketball.
No,
it's women's college basketball on Sunday. There's nothing on Sunday right now.
Wait a minute. So you're telling me you're not into this Caitlin Clark debate?
I can tell you, you don't want to hear.
I'll
I'll get kicked off the air if I gave you my true thoughts about women's basketball.
Well, I know.
So I'm not going there. Something. Yeah, I could care less.
Yeah.
I got a buddy that every time I see him, he's from Iowa.
Yeah.
Every time I told you 5 years ago, 4 years ago, 3 years ago about her. You should have jumped on it. You would have been, the best radio guy ever because, you would have been ahead of this.
Yeah.
No, I could care less. Now they're putting her number in the court. Come on.
Here's the thing. What really gets my panties in a bunch is that they are trying to tie this in now to Pete Maravich's record. Now that pisses me off. Because it's apples and oranges.
Absolutely it is.
You cannot compare men and women athletically. Stop it with that nonsense.
And then he didn't have the 3-point line as
not.
well. I mean, I saw that. I went, wait a second, everybody. Just everybody pump the brakes. Timeout. Pistol Pete. Men's basketball versus women's basketball. No comparison. Yes, she's a great shooter for the women.
Yeah.
For the 3-point shooting.
Yes.
She's great. I mean, he was shooting, averaging 45 with no 3-point line. So I saw that. Yeah, she'll be the greatest scorer of all time for women. And I'm like, you're right. I don't.
Oh yeah, own that.
That's great.
Yeah,
good. That's great.
That's awesome.
And I think it's if you look at okay, all right, she's a hell of a shooter, and she is a hell of a shooter.
She is.
To acknowledge that, but I'm like, right, I'm not going to turn women's basketball on. Period. Unless it's the finals.
Even then, I may not.
I'll watch the final a little bit.
There's nothing else on.
We know how.
Is that or bowling? I may jump over and watch it, but just because I want to see, the fans get into it. But no, I'm sorry, I just can't. You bring up such a good point, Jimmy.
Yeah.
Why do you have to compare?
I have
There's
no
reason
I
to
agree.
compare.
Yep.
And they seem to always do that. And I don't think it's fair. Now, let's be honest. If she comes back for another year, I mean, what if she did? I mean, could she come back for
she could
one
come
more
back
year,
for
right?
One more year.
She
I
can.
mean, then she'll own these records for a long time to the next superstar in 10 years.
Yeah.
So I guess, for Iowa and for women's basketball fans, fine, enjoy it while it lasts till the next superstar comes along. It's good for their sport.
She got shut down this week.
She did, yeah. She didn't have a very good game. She had a triple-double.
I know. I thought she still had a good game.
Yeah, but here's the thing. You reference the next superstar in 10 years. It's already here. Freshman player Juju Watkins at USC is going to shatter records everywhere.
So invest in her now?
Uh-huh.
I should tell my buddies at the drinking hole. My buddy Bobby, who's from Iowa, just can't stop talking about
That's correct.
Caitlin Clark.
Yeah.
I guess we're impressed and shocked that who the next freshman outstanding player is. That could be.
Jimmy likes college basketball.
Yeah, well, that's fine. You get the Midwest, they love it. They love their women's sports, and rightfully so. And for a lot of us, there weren't a lot of the women's basketball big sports. At K-State, it was big. But out here at ASU, it was women's basketball at 7 o'clock. You went, okay, if they had 1,000 people show up.
That's big.
And we're not demeaning the women's basketball. It's just that I don't have any interest.
Here,
I'm not having interest in watching that at all. I can watch something else that's a little more, not so much entertaining, got more competition to it.
Like bowling?
No, not so much bowling. We used to, but every Saturday, ABC World of Sports.
I'm well aware.
Peter Weber and those guys were big.
Pete. Wasn't it Pete?
Pete Weber.
Yeah, he didn't go by Peter.
Yeah, but that was always fun to see how many strikes in a row those guys can
Hey,
get.
I can take you all the way back to Friday Night Bowling on ABC with Andy Verapapa.
Well, I can take you all the way back to Gillette Night at the Fights every Friday night
There
back
you
in
go.
the early, mid-'60s, Jimmy.
I'm going to take you back. Yeah, exactly. I'm going to take you and save it before everybody turns the channel. I'll take you back to Saturday.
Okay.
And Arizona State upsetting Washington State. Jose Perez, he had 16 points. They are now 500 on the season overall, 8-9 in the Pac-12. They'll host Arizona on Wednesday. That's the only game this week. But that was their first upset of the year. A good one. It was a good game, too.
Yep.
Real good game.
Yep.
Arizona wins on Saturday. Did fall down in the rankings today. They were 4th last week. They dropped to 6th with their loss to Washington State. GCU, it's been a good season, but they lost again, 2nd straight loss. So they're going to have to do something special in the tournament. And then how about those Yotes? They dropped their 12th straight. Losing streak is now at 12 and a 4-3 loss to Winnipeg. Schmaltzy had 2 goals as he lit the lamp there. They have now dropped 14 of 16, and it doesn't get any easier as they continue this road trip. They got Montreal tomorrow night. Just not good. I mean, we talked about it last week with some of our hockey insiders, and they basically said, just wait till June on this whole stadium deal, because that's where you're turning your attention now.
But on the ice, it's just they're stuck in neutral. How many more years are they going to be stuck in neutral? I mean, you can lose, you can tank, you whatever, but how many more years is this thing going to continue with all the other minutiae surrounding this team?
You know, Manuch, we talked about this whole Bill Armstrong just cleaning house, bringing all the young guys, and I kept saying, I don't like this process. Mm-hmm. I like the fact that a couple years ago they made a couple moves at the trade deadline, and they were right there at the end to get into the playoffs. And just the fact that, you know, they're going to be bad for another 3-4 years.
Well, and
can't wait. I'd rather them be a 500 team, or you know, maybe win 60% of games than what they are now.
I agree, Rock. I'd rather them be relevant. I mean, how long can they have, with all the scenarios that Coyote fans have toiled in, you and I have toiled in to see this? Like, at some point, you have to make some kind of, you got to move the needle a hair, or you're going to do this and do this and do it for the next 4, 5, 6 years, whether you got an arena or not. And then at that point, you're like, okay, we got this arena. We should have more money to go get players. Well, then go get them to make them somewhat relevant. I don't know. I just think that fans are going to tune out completely. And whether they get this side or not, if they do, great. That's awesome. But then what are you going to do on the ice?
Yeah, they're going to continue to lose. Sounds of the weekend are coming up. Our G2G Player Award for the dumbest moment of the weekend. We're going to share those with you as well. If you're a Chicago Blackhawks fan, you should be ashamed of yourself. You should be ashamed. I'll tell you why next. It's Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B.
Clear.
Catch Sun Devil Baseball for the final season in the Pac-12 Conference. The Sun Devils host an incredible home schedule that features teams like Ohio State, Oregon, USC, and Arizona. Season tickets are available starting at $150, and limited seats are still available at the field level. Grab your seats today by calling 480-727-0000 or go online to sundeviltickets.com.
Hey, this is Kelly Cooper. Are you ready for the ultimate sports experience? Look no further than BKD's Backyard Joint. At BKD's, we're the destination for the best food, drinks, and sports experience in the Valley. Located at the corner of Pecos and McQueen and Chandler, BKD's Backyard Joint, where every day is game day.
When you use your electric vehicle in autopilot or self-driving mode, accidents can still happen. Whether you're considered at fault or not, you may still have a claim. Lerner & Rowe has a dedicated team skilled in this new science. We are the first law firm in America with the ability to review the proprietary software and hold electric vehicle manufacturers responsible. If you or a loved one were injured in an electric vehicle accident, call Lerner & Rowe today.
Lerner & Rowe is the way to go. Call 977-1900.
Hey, it's Gross. Join me, Bauer, and Jackson every Saturday from 11 to 1 live from the Sportsbook at the CAZ Sports Bar at Casino, Arizona for Take the Points. Powered by the Sportsbook at CAZ Sports Bar.
When we make your meal, this is where we start. Traditional, old-world recipes passed down through generations. But then, we add some modern flair and spice up your Italian dining with contemporary flavor combinations. The result? The perfect fusion of new and old world traditions, and a meal you'll never forget.
Inspired by the comfort and cuisine of a Brooklyn-style pizza parlor, Upper Crust Pizza and Patio Wine Bar is located at the southeast corner of Loop 101 and Cave Creek Road in Phoenix.
When something happens to your car, you might say,
well, that's just great.
Oh, perfect.
Awesome. How nice for me.
But what you really need to say is, like a good neighbor, State Farm is there to help you file your claim.
State Farm, Bloomington, Illinois. At Progressive, we love sports and saving you money, so we bundled them together.
2 seconds left on the clock, third field goal range, and it looks like he's going to go with a 5-iron. No, wait. The quarterback is skating back on the ice. He's talking with his caddy. They're pulling the goalie. He skates off the fairway as the kicker lines off his putt.
It's a breakaway! They bundled their home and auto insurance with Progressive. Touchdown savings, birdie goal!
Progressive Casualty Insurance Company, affiliates, and other insurers. Not available in all states or situations.
Back to Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B, broadcasting live from the CAZ Sportsbook in Casino, Arizona. The Sportsbook at CAZ Sports Bar in Casino, Arizona is a sports fan's paradise. You are locked in to Fox Sports 910, live from CAZ Sportsbook in Casino, Arizona. Meant for mornings, The Drive with Jody Ayler. Listen tomorrow, 6 to 10 on
will be played back, and the Coyotes will look for a quick up. Dillon racing after it, but Barrett Hayden trying to beat him with the puck. Trying to go in behind the net. Niederreiter stripped of the puck by Kirkwood. Comes in front. Schmaltz, and he scores! Nick Schmaltz, second of the night.
Lee keeps it alive. But Russell has talked about how being aggressive with his own shot has actually helped open everything else up as Bol fires it down with the right hand.
We try to put a wall in front of the rim. And look, top of the scouting report was absorb contact, show your hands. We got to earn no calls. His team gets to the line a lot, and our guys did a great job of verticality without fouling.
There you go, your sounds of the weekend here on Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B coming to you from the CAZ Sportsbook in Casino, Arizona. Our home every Monday, also the home of Take the Points on Saturdays from 11 to 1. I want to throw one more sounds of the weekend. If you didn't get a chance to see it, there was no TKOs in the UFC Fight Night 237, the preliminaries, but one fan scored 2 knockouts at the start of the main event as fighters threw down inside the cage, and then spectators decided to do the same. Here's the head guy for UFC, Dana White, on the fan fight that happened in the crowds.
So the fight in the crowd doesn't look good for the UFC? I mean, that never happens. That literally never happens. It happened here in Mexico City. The crazy thing about that fight, when that fight broke out, it felt like it kept going forever. So I ran over there and I was watching it. Nobody stopped it. I mean, I was waiting for security to come in. They just let them go till it was over. That's one of the craziest things I've ever seen. I don't think it's a bad look for the UFC. It happened, and that was the end of that. I think after everybody else saw that, nobody else wanted to try that again. No security. The fight just went on until the fight was over. I've never seen any like that in my life. Crazy.
All out brawl, the whole section. I mean, if you didn't see it, you got to Google it. UFC fan knocked out, and the guy went down hard there in Mexico City over the weekend. How about that? All right, let's hit it. G2G Protein Bar segment of the week.
Who needs a G2G protein bar? Did your favorite player make a big mistake that cost them the game?
And he misses it! That's impossible!
Oh, my God.
That is impossible!
I'm telling you, there's something inside his brain about this building.
Or maybe just an embarrassing moment.
It's just easier to call you stupid.
Roc, Manuch, and Jimmy B react to the dumbest plays of the week and give out their best candidates for the G2G Protein Bar Award of the Week, a refrigerated protein bar with unmatched taste. G2G Protein Bars are now available at Costco.
All right, well, there are some great rivalries in sports. One of them is hockey between the Blackhawks and the Red Wings. They go back many, many years before even Jimmy was calling games. And over the weekend, Hockey Hall of Fame inductee Chris Chelios, who is, by the way, one of the partners in the El Bandino Tequila that we talk about every Tuesday from Barrio Queen. Well, he had his number 7 jersey retired. He had a speech. This was all Sunday, right before the Detroit Red Wings and Chicago Blackhawks game at United Center in Chicago. Well, if you're a hockey fan, you know Patrick Kane played many great years for the Chicago Blackhawks, but he is now a Detroit Red Wing. So, if you are a Chicago Blackhawk fan, you should be embarrassed for your fan base, because this is what happened to end the game. And listen to your fans,
Blackhawk fans.
Yeah, no, but your fan base that you associate yourself with that was at this game. Hear this after Patrick Kane scored the game winner.
It's Patrick Kane in Chicago! Canes win it 3-2. The story is complete. The Canes return to Chicago.
Yeah, that game was in Chicago, and the game-winning goal was scored by a player for Detroit. Are you freaking kidding me? Thanks to Valley Sports with that. Seriously. I mean,
I'm with you.
That should never happen. I mean,
no, I understand how great of a player he is.
Yeah, I get it. But
But
wait,
he just beat you.
and you're cheering him?
I maybe a golf clap. Hey, that was kind of cool. But to jump up, have a standing O, and all those people standing up, if you watched it on television, we're all wearing their Blackhawk sweaters. I mean, come on.
I'm with you.
I mean, that is a hell of a fan base. Chicago is a great sports town, and I'm just so shocked that they went off like that. So for them, they get my G2G protein bar because they need some clarity. They need a good bar. Every Chicago fan needs a refrigerated protein bar from G2G to kind of get your you-know-what in order.
All right, guys, mine is the Miami Heat forward Jimmy Butler. This happened on Friday night, and 5 players are suspended now without pay for their roles in the Friday night melee that happened against the Pelicans. So Butler and Pelicans forward Najee Marshall were both suspended one game, only one, for instigating engaging in the on-court alteration. Pelicans guards Jose Alvarado, Heat center Thomas Bryant were suspended 3 games for leaving the bench area during this on-court alteration, if you want to call it. And then Miami forward Nikola Jovic was also suspended 1 game for leaving the bench. Now, this all happened. You got Zion Williamson stealing the ball from Butler, goes up for the layup, and then forward Kevin Lowe kind of wraps him up. You watch this. He kind of wraps him up and kind of, I don't know if he threw him down or kind of held him, but he says, hey, look, I was just kind of preventing him from falling. So all of a sudden, Butler and Marshall get into it. Marshall grabs his neck. Then you got Butler coming at him, and then Butler, Marshall, Alvarado, and Bryant were ejected. Love, who's right there, was assessed a common foul. Guys, what the hell are you guys doing? Number one, you shouldn't have any punches coming off out there on a court ever. And it's also amazing to me, the guys that came off the bench got more game suspension than the guys who are actually involved in the melee. So right there, I think both teams and those involved need to get a little more, get the G2G bar going strong, and just keep your poise in that kind of a scenario, that kind of situation. Because at that point, if you get kicked out, one guy may lose the game, lose this. You got to keep your heads about you. Cannot have that kind of a melee in a National Basketball Association. Lucky nobody got hurt in this bad boy.
Well, my G2G protein bar award for dumbness goes to the court storm at Wake Forest University. Look, I get 19-year-olds are all hopped up. You're playing Duke. The security in the building was dreadful. They had like 6 guys that weighed about 118 pounds trying to stop 1,000, maybe 2,000 kids running onto the court. It doesn't work like that. Wake Forest upsets Duke. Kyle Filipowski is the leading scorer rebounder for Duke. He's at the center of the court trying to get off. They come out of the stands, run over Filipowski. He injures his knee and had to be helped off the court
3.
while the kids just went crazy. I've never been a fan of court storming. I understand it. I get the excitement, but that's why you have, particularly when you're playing a monster game like that Duke game, you would have like 10 times the size security down on the court to stop that. Remember I said earlier, I wasn't a big fan of the handshake line either. So you get rid of the handshake line and you do it prior to the game. And then what you do is you have security run out onto the court if players are out on the court and get the opposition team off to the side and back underneath where it is safe. I can remember Reggie Jackson just pounding fans at Yankee Stadium trying to get off the field after they won the World Series. Larry Bird running over fans and knocking 2 fans out trying to get off the court at the old Boston Garden. Those are just 2 examples. I'm not a fan of the court storm or even the field rush as well.
Yeah, they mentioned that that might be the better bet, to rope it off, allow the opposing team to get off the court, how that situation they get off, and then they can court storm all they want because the fines obviously are working. But it's interesting how he got hurt. A guy ran by him. He kicked the guy's leg. His foot stuck. And then the other kid fell.
Yeah.
He falls. And then Caitlin Clark, she got hammered the other day.
Oh, we're back to Caitlin Clark.
Yeah, in that loss. And that guy ran right into her. She went down like a shot, like she got tackled at the 5-yard line. But I don't know what they can do from that.
Excuse me. We're going to dive into this a little bit later and really break down some ideas on how this can be stopped, because there are a couple ideas that have kind of surfaced over the last 24 hours that I think we should talk about. Just as a tease, it's one of those things where it's easy to do if you're up by 10 and you got a minute left and you know you're on a verge to win. Like your Wildcats in Kansas this year, head coach basically got on the microphone and said, "Hey, don't rush the court," and they didn't. It worked. Now you can't do that all the time if it's a buzzer beater, right? You just can't.
Yeah.
But there are some other ways, forfeits, things like that we will discuss a little bit later in the show. But we got to continue. We're going to talk to Rudy Carpenter as the Combine underway now in Indianapolis. What's the most important takeaway that you, as a coach or a agent, want to see at the Combine? We'll ask Rudy. He represents a bunch of players, and we'll get his thoughts next. It's Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B from the Casino Arizona.
Clear. This is what's trending on Fox Sports 910 Phoenix.
The updated USA Today men's basketball coaches poll had Arizona dropping 3 spots from 4th to 7th after last week's loss to Washington State. GCU received no votes after losing to Tarleton State and Abilene Christian last week. The NBA All-Star Game is returning to the Valley for a 4th time in 2027. Phoenix has previously hosted the event in 1975, 1999, and 2009. Footprint Center is hosting the WNBA's All-Star festivities this year. Cactus League action for the D-backs continuing as they play the A's. Blake Walston drew the start. I'm Frank Garrity on Fox Sports 910, available everywhere on the free iHeartRadio app.
At Van's Golf Shops by Worldwide Golf, there's something that binds us all. The collective goal to transcend the ordinary. Introducing the new Callaway AI Smoke Driver. The new AI Design Club has multiple sweet spots across the face, making it an average of 7 yards longer than the prior model. Visit us in store for a free custom fitting at your local Van's Golf Shops or shop us online at worldwidegolf.com. Get there.
Hey, it's Gross. Join me, Bauer, and Jackson every Saturday from 11 to 1 live from the Sportsbook at the CAZ Sports Bar at Casino Arizona for Take the Points. Powered by the Sportsbook at CAZ Sports Bar.
Arizona's headquarters for Toyotas is Wright Toyota. Hey, Rock, for my friends at Wright Toyota in Scottsdale. You will always find the right deal at Wright Toyota. Wright Toyota has been driving Arizona's home for years with their amazing service, pricing, and great selections. I encourage you to discover the difference at Wright Toyota. Make the right choice, Wright Toyota, just off the 101 on Frank Lloyd Wright Boulevard, and always online at wrighttoyota.com. The right price, the right selection. Check out wrighttoyota.com.
Life's a sprint. Meet G2G protein bars. Grab and go fuel for the office, links, and daily grind. Score an 8-pack at Costco or explore flavors at G2GBar.com. Quick, delicious, power-packed G2G protein bars. Setting your pace.
Jenny!
Hey, Jenny!
Jenny, come on in! Steve!
Hey, Steve!
Steve, how you doing?
Meg!
Meg, nice to see you! Hey, Meg!
Arena Sports Grill. Come on out for the sports, off-track betting, incredible food, and friendly faces. The best daily specials in Scottsdale. Arena Sports Grill, 62nd Street in Bell. We know you.
Commit to one day and help keep ozone away. Idling causes air pollution. Please turn off your vehicle when waiting in long lines like school pickups and drive-thrus. You'll save on gas and breathe cleaner air. For more information, visit maricopa.gov/AQ.
Looking for a career you'll love with flexibility, great pay, and benefits, and one of the country's top workplaces? Come join our growing team at Progressive Insurance. Go to progressive.com/careers and apply online today.
Tax Talk with Straight Talk.
You give and you give. This tax season, you get with Straight Talk Wireless. You get a reliable 5G network and unlimited data and a new Samsung Galaxy A15 for just $99. So you can give your janky phone to your kid. Yeah! Good talk.
Switch to Straight Talk for plans starting as low as $25 a line per month for 4 lines. Find us at Walmart and straighttalk.com. For network management practices, visit straighttalk.com. Device offer ends 4/14/24. In-store activation on single Silver Unlimited plan or higher required. Family plan discount with 4 lines all on the Silver Unlimited plan. Taxes and fees apply.
Progressive makes bundling easy and affordable. Get a multi-policy discount by combining your motorcycle, RV, boat, ATV, and more. All your protection in one place. Bundle and save at progressive.com. That's progressive.com.
Back to Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B, broadcasting live from the CAZ Sportsbook in Casino, Arizona. The Sportsbook at CAZ Sports Bar in Casino, Arizona is a sports fan's paradise. You are locked in to Fox Sports 910, live from CAZ Sportsbook in Casino, Arizona. Here to talk football is former Sun Devil quarterback, who, by the way, went 3-1 against that team in Tucson.
Carpenter going to go up with time, steps up, looks end zone, got a man, McGahey, touchdown!
And Rudy Carpenter threw that right into the teeth, into the strength of the Wildcat defense.
Rudy Carpenter, now on Roc and Manuch on Fox Sports 910 on FM at 99.9 HD2.
Well, we're only a few weeks removed from the Super Bowl, but football is heating right back up with the NFL Scouting Combine, which begins today in Indianapolis. Your first chance to look at some of the players in the incoming 2024 draft class. And joining us now to talk a little bit about this, Rudy Carpenter, as you just heard, the big voice guy. Rudy, with everything that goes on at the Combine, the 40-yard dash, the shuttle, the cone drills, bench press, all that, interviews, when it comes to all that, in your opinion, someone that represents the players, what is the most important? Like, if you could only do one, is it the interview? Is it the 40? What would it be?
I think it's actually probably the medical.
Okay, medical, good.
I think if, everybody's being incredibly honest, I really think it's probably the medical. And one of the things that people don't know is if you go to the Combine and you go through the medical process where, they have the x-rays and you meet with all the team's trainers and they go through all your injuries and surgeries, etc. If those teams aren't comfortable with you and they want to reevaluate you before the draft, they make you do what's called a medical recheck. And that usually happens sometime in the middle of April, end of March, where you have to fly back to Indianapolis and be a part of what they call a medical recheck. And you go back you stay in the same hotel, you go to the same hospital, you meet with all of the same team's trainers who are there, and you essentially participate in what they call the medical recheck. And that is, maybe you're a guy who had surgery a few months ago. You're a guy who got hurt during the season. You're a guy that has had some serious surgeries. They want to check you again and just kind of see what your progress is, what your progress report is before the NFL draft. And, you can run an incredible 40 time and have an incredible broad jump and do incredible in the interview process. But if you get flagged from a medical standpoint, it's going to be really hard for teams to invest a draft pick and invest money into you.
I think back as you lay that out, I think it was the linebacker's name. Was Smith, Notre Dame, the kid that the Cowboys drafted? He took the
Jalen Smith.
Yeah, his first year off. I mean, he had the surgery during the Fiesta Bowl or after the Fiesta Bowl. Kind of break that down. That they feel that he had enough talent, enough confidence in the surgeons and all the people that checked him out to draft him and have him actually sit a year and be a top-notch draft choice. Kind of, if you could, the kind of the theory behind that.
Well, I mean, I think he's an interesting guy because he's such a physically gifted player, so talented. But, I mean, people forget he was supposed to be probably a top 15 pick. He ended up going in the second round. He lost millions and millions and millions of dollars. But there's players every year that you guys, forget about. There's guys every year who go to the Combine and they find some kind of heart condition, and those guys have been forced to medically retire. There's all kinds of things. I mean, guys have gone to the Combine, gone through the medical check period. They've been found to have cancer or brain tumor or a heart issue. there's been all kinds of things. And, that's an important piece, but it's part of, and I also think people forget too, when the combine first started, they didn't used to do the on-field testing stuff. They didn't used to do the 40-yard dash and all that stuff. It was strictly just a interview process / medical process. To be honest with you, as you can see, the NFL is now selling tickets to attend the NFL Combine. I mean, this has become a money-making event for players, and I'm just shocked. I was having a conversation this morning. I'm shocked players haven't demanded to be compensated to end up going to the NFL Combine. I mean, these guys go there, and if they perform bad, it really hurts their draft status. On top of the fact that they can get hurt, guys get hurt every year at the NFL Combine. So I've been shocked by that. But ultimately, when guys have issues or they get flagged in the medical side of things, it's up to the player and it's up to his representative to perform, or I should say, to get every piece of medical information they can from the surgeons to the doctors, from anybody that they can be able to provide any type of x-ray, MRI, written affirmations, anything saying, hey, this player is okay, he's good to go, he's going to make a full recovery and be back to 100%. And if you can do that, and if you can get teams to buy into it, then, teams will obviously still draft you and invest money in you. But it happens every single year where guys get flagged based on concussion issues, knee surgery issues, heart issues, sickle cell anemia, all kinds of things that come up in the medical process, and it really, really hurts their draftability.
Rudy Carpenter is our guest on the Right Toyota guest line. Rudy, the Cardinals are going to select, well, at least everybody believes they're going to select wide receiver Marvin Harrison Jr. So Marvin Harrison Jr. came out today and said he's not participating in any of the on-field activities. So this goes right back to what you were discussing with the medical and the interviews. I know that we have seen big-name players skip the combine and skipping workouts. Are you to the point now where you just go to the tape and you really don't need the really top guys to do on-field workouts at the combine?
Well, I think it's kind of a catch-22 type situation, right? And I think everybody has to evaluate their situation differently. I always used to hear Mike Mayock on there. I don't know what these guys are scared of. If they're any type of competitor, they would come here and compete. And it's like, okay, Mike, but at the end of the day, you're one of these guys that played in the, college football playoff or the championship. You have had barely any time to rest and recover and then get ready for the combine to go participate in the underwear Olympics and run the fastest 40 of your life.
Did we lose Rudy?
Try to get him back.
Okay. Oh, he was on a roll too. I loved it. The underwear Olympics, great line for the combine.
Well, it's just intriguing. You just hear the medical exam, and I've talked to a couple guys that they head to toe, sideways, forwards, whatever. And Rudy mentioned with the MRI,
sure,
the CAT scans, the this, the that. Because you remember, if you're a top round pick, it's a $25-30 million investment that you're vetting.
Yes.
That's going to be that guy. And from that, I think that when you look at the tape, you alluded to the tape, Jimmy. Yeah, that's one piece of it. That's the majority of it.
Yeah.
But I've heard other guys say,
Three,
look,
he's there.
The one guys that have interviewed well, and the other guys from the medical piece have really gone to. Hey, Rudy, I guess the question Jimmy had alluded to was, how important is it for some of these top-notch guys, or not important maybe, to be at the combine and not show their wares or go through the gyrations that everybody else is?
Yeah, like I was saying, I mean, I just think that most NFL teams already know how these guys are going to test. They go and they talk during the scouting process to the strength coaches at those programs. They know how tall they are. They know how big their hands are. They know how fast their 40 times are. They know what their vertical jumps are and broad. They know all of that information already. And so most of the time when guys go to the combine, you very rarely see guys that help themselves. You mostly see guys that hurt themselves. To me, if I'm, one of the top guys, one of those top quarterbacks going to the NFL combine, and showing that I can throw an out route, a go route, a corner route, a dig route, and a slant route. Who cares? There's no NFL teams that care how a quarterback throws at the NFL Combine. There's none. So what's the point in throwing? Why not just throw at your pro day when you have the full advantage of knowing the timing of the guys that you're going to be working with? If you're a wide receiver, same thing. Why go there and run a 40-yard dash when they already have those numbers, and all you're going to do is, run a time they already know you're going to run, or possibly run slower and hurt yourself. There's no reason to do it. I think it does make sense to go to the combine and participate in the interview process and show these teams your football IQ, show these teams your personality, give an inside glimpse to these teams about who you are as a person and what your moral and ethical beliefs are. And then on top of that, go to the NFL Combine and participate in the medical side and show these teams that you're healthy. I think that is incredibly important and incredibly valuable. Me personally, from a strategic standpoint, I just don't think that the on-field physical testing stuff is really, really important. If you're at one of those physical freak shows, that's going to, like one of our clients, Johnny Wilson, he's a hair below 6'7". He's a couple pounds under 240 pounds. He has humongous hands, and he's going to run a 4.40. I mean, if you're going to do that, you might as well go out. You might as well go out there and show them like what a physical freak you are. But if you're not that guy, and you're just a standard wide receiver who's 6 feet tall and running 4.40, which is crazy to say because 4.4 used to be incredibly fast. But if you're just a standard 6 foot, 4.4, 185 pound, 90 pound receiver, what's the point? What's the point to go out there and possibly hurt yourself when you've already secured yourself millions of dollars?
Rudy, great stuff. I'm glad we got you on this week for this because the combine is one of those things. I agree. It's a little overrated in my mind, but I know some true football fans love it. Love it. But as always, buddy, thanks for the time, man. We appreciate you.
Hey, guys, take care.
Rudy Carpenter, sponsored by All City Towing. Looking for a career that pays great, incredible benefits. It's not going to pay you like an NFL player, but it gets you close as they're continuing to hire new people. So join their team. So you can head to allcitytowing.com and search careers. That's allcitytowing.com and search. A lot of other football news to give you next as Football 50 is next. It's Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B here from Casino, Arizona.
Check this out. This is The Herd. You're excited. I'm excited.
With Colin Cowherd.
Caitlin Clark, Iowa Star, broke the NCAA women's hoop scoring record. She's the biggest star in college basketball, men's and women's. TV ratings, they just beat a Miami-Boston Celtic game about 3 weeks ago. Why? One of the reasons, she's now familiar.
This is The Herd. Tomorrow at 10. Listen to Fox Sports 910 anywhere on our free iHeartRadio app.
You may not have any experience dealing with car wrecks, but Lerner and Rowe does. After your car wreck, you need an attorney to make sure your interests, like car repairs, medical bills, and lost wages, are protected. Finding the right attorney is actually easy. Just look for reputation, experience, and results. Lerner and Rowe has thousands of 5-star reviews, decades of experience, and we've recovered billions of dollars for our injured clients. Hurt in a wreck and need a check? Call Lerner and Rowe today.
Lerner and Rowe is the way to go. Call 977-1900.
It's Jason Payne, owner of State 48 Roofing and your sexy status roof guy on Instagram and Facebook. Lesser roofers cut corners, cobbling together patchwork roofs to meet a budget, not State 48 Roofing. Give us a call today for your maintenance, repair, or full replacement needs.
Are you looking for a change in your career path or just looking to get back into the employment market again? Look no further. All City Towing is searching for motivated teammates to join their team. Current openings are in the areas of customer service, tow truck operators, yard management, facilities maintenance, and dispatch. If you're looking for a challenging yet rewarding opportunity, a great benefits program including 401k program with a generous company match, and a company that is a leader in the industry, apply online at allcitytowing.com/careers or call All City's HR department at 480-833-7278. All City Towing is Arizona's largest towing transport vehicle storage provider. locally owned and invested within the communities they service. If you enjoy helping others by providing great customer service, working as a team, and possess great communication skills, All City is for you. Apply online at allcitytowing.com/careers or call 480-833-7278. That's allcitytowing.com.
This month's fever is here, and it might be time for that vasectomy. Call the experts. Purely Vasectomies. 844-NO-SPERM. 3 Valley locations. That's Purely Vasectomies at 844-NO-SPERM.
Hi, this is Kelly Cooper. Picture this. You and your friends or family are gathered around a table, laughing, toasting, and sharing stories. At the Melting Pot, we're not just a restaurant, we're an experience. Are you ready to glow up your next birthday celebration? Look no further than the Melting Pot, where unforgettable moments are created and delicious memories are made. The Melting Pot is your perfect night out, where birthdays become memories that last a lifetime. For reservations, check us out online at meltingpot.com. That's meltingpot.com.
Springtime, the best time of the year here in Duke's on Miller and McDowell. Enjoy this weather on one of their 3 spacious patios. One is smoke-free. Duke's, right on the Greenbelt at Miller and McDowell, has awesome food, great drink specials, and is totally dog-friendly. Meet up with your friends at Duke's for spring training.
Where? Duke's, Miller and McDowell, Scottsdale! Now open in Rocky Point.
Hear that? The sound of adorable little birds in your garden. And if you were here, you'd taste the 2 sweet but tiny tomatoes you grew all by yourself. But you're not here. Because your self-care happens when you're riding your motorcycle protected by Progressive on your way to the store for a pack of normal-sized tomatoes. So if you America's insurer with dirty. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates, not available in all states.
Back to Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B, broadcasting live from the CAZ Sportsbook in Casino, Arizona. The Sportsbook at CAZ Sports Bar in Casino, Arizona is a sports fan's paradise. You are locked in to Fox Sports 910, live from CAZ Sportsbook in Casino, Arizona.
Let's get ready for football!
It's Football at 50, the latest top football story trending this hour, right here with Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B on Fox Sports 910 and the iHeart Radio app.
I got a few things to share.
We're ready.
Peter King, famous alum from The Ohio University, NBC Sports, is retiring his weekly Monday column today, following a career that saw him write for that column for 27 years. He's been a sports writer for 44, and he has decided that he's about done. We're still going to see him, still going to hear from him, but he will no longer have that column, which I think is a must-read every Monday. No question. Yep. He's done such a great job, and what a great, I'm so proud of him, being an Ohio University grad. It's making our school look good.
Well, you and then him, right, Rock?
Former NFLer Richard Sherman was arrested Saturday morning, allegedly driving under the influence. He has been working on that pre- and post-game show for Prime Video on Thursday night, as well as a panelist on FS1's Undisputed, which he took over last summer. So I'm sure we'll hear more on that. There's been some buzz on the internet already on what happened there.
He wasn't there today.
Yeah, obviously. Former NFL offensive coordinator, if you saw it over the weekend, is heading back to the college level. Usually the other way around. But former commander and Chiefs offensive coordinator, Eric Bieniemy, is set to become UCLA's new associate head coach.
I think that's
OC.
I think that's a lot of, he probably just can't find it in the National Football League right now. I think a lot of folks are like, I don't know if they're soured on him or he just can't find the right people to work with at this point in time. And going to UCLA, and I know that they could use his brain as far as that's concerned. And I think what he's going to be, I think what happens, a lot of guys that go back to college and get a little frustrated because they're used to running an NFL offense in a certain way and having a lot of top-notch guys. If you take a step back, a lot of UCLA guys have left. Chip Kelly's left. So he's going to probably have to kind of, I'm going to say, dumb it down a little bit, gear it down. He can use a lot of his finer nuances of his offense, but he's going to find it's going to be very, very difficult to have the right kind of players to run the kind of offense you've been running in Kansas City and then with the Commanders.
You know, when he was with the Chiefs, he interviewed over and over and over again for head coaching jobs, never got one. Then he left Kansas City, went to the Commanders as their offensive coordinator. I just don't think he interviews well. I mean, that happens to a lot of people. And they get nervous. They don't interview well. Things don't come out of their mouth the way that they really wanted to, where their comfort level is on the football field or whatever profession that they happen to be in.
Yeah, they too, guys. Yeah. This could be a precursor for him to go get a college
job,
head job. Maybe you take a step back. You get an offensive coordinator job at a major college. If things don't work out with that coach, or there's other opportunities, and you all of a sudden you take this talent and you get UCLA, moving in the right direction, because they're going to the Big Ten, folks.
They are.
They're going to have to step up their offense, and if he does well there might be opportunity in the college ranks. But I think it might be hard for him to go get a head coaching job in the NFL once he's taken that step back. I really do.
College ranks, UMass will no longer be an independent football program, as they will join the MAC again. They were in the MAC before, in all sports starting next year, the academic year of 2025, as the Minutemen football squad hasn't held a conference affiliation since the MAC, which was 2012 to 2015. 4 years in the MAC, the mighty MAC, they were 8-40. 8-40.
Ouch.
And I believe UMass back then was coached a couple years by your buddy who's from here, Manuch.
Mark Whipple. Yeah, Mark Whipple was there. Matter of fact, I didn't want quarterbacks go back there. James Szynski Jr. And it's just tough in that area to compete, go get athletes, especially, several years ago when Mark Whipple was there. Mark was a graduate at Camelback High School, was offensive coordinator for the Steelers, worked under Bruce Arians, the Steelers, and got a great track record. But just goes to show you go back there, got to be able to garner players to have any kind of prowess, whatever division it is. But it's just tough to get players at UMass from the football side.
A video that went crazy viral today on social media was Cam Newton involved in a brawl at a 7-on-7 tournament in Atlanta yesterday. And if you get a chance to see the video, man, there were some serious punches going on in that deal. Of course, Newton representatives haven't responded to any messages from multiple media outlets that want to talk to him, because he's not shy to talk. So he's going to have to take this one.
You watch that. He just was grabbing guys. They charged him, and they got near a fence line. And if someone had pushed him, or he could have gone over this fence, I don't know how far it was on the other side, but he never really threw any punches. He just grabbed these kids. He's like 6'6", 250. Big dude.
He's a big dude.
He's just tossing these kids off left and right. And we were talking about, when Jackson were talking about some of these sevens tournaments.
Yeah.
Guys, they get out of hand. There's like, what the hell are you guys? Relax, everybody. Number one, I'm not a real big fan of them. And they think that, these college coaches don't care about sevens tournaments. Now, it's fun. You go out there and do it the right way. But some of these folks are like, do or die. I'm like, relax. It's just a sevens tournament.
Manuch, there's a bunch of 7-on-7 events out there in Mesa. And it's been an issue multiple times with moms. It's the moms are the worst. Yeah. They're the ones who are getting in brawls. It's not the players. And it's the parents, specifically the moms.
I used to work for a 7-on-7 company before I got here, and I had to get in an almost argument with a parent because I stopped the clock 3 seconds too late in the championship game. Come on.
They got in your grill?
Living through the kids is just, the parents are the issue.
Helicopter parents. 100%.
Well,
yeah, that's bad stuff.
I will say this, guys. Ever since all this NIL stuff, a 4 or 5-star rating with high school, and these kids coming here and there, I'm like, I tell these people, look, y'all need to just relax, work your butt off. Don't worry about this trophy, that trophy, putting all your 7 stuff out there, because coaches don't care. They want to see your tape of actual game stuff in your high school side. So it's your point, right? It's got a little out of hand, because I think they saw this bling and this and that, and I'm like, look, y'all need to just get yourself right for your high school career, play hard, because from the quarterback's perspective, I tell them, they get out there, they've been gone 2 or 3 weeks, their mechanics are all jacked up, they're sitting there, they're patting the ball, and they're looking here and there. They get out of sync. I feel it doesn't do them any good unless they have their own receivers doing their own thing and doing it the right way, the proper way.
I just want to know if you had to play bouncer out there.
No, I stay away from that.
Okay.
So when
security's for that.
No, so when I used to work at a local bar in Scottsdale, and in college, they called me the groundskeeper.
Not a bouncer?
Nope. You know what that means?
Groundskeeper.
You took him to the ground right
no,
away.
so after the big guys take the guy down, I keep him down there with my foot.
Oh,
groundskeeper. I keep him down.
Get it.
Got it.
Yes.
You are involved as a quasi bouncer.
You know, I'm a lover, not a fighter. You know that.
Yeah.
Hey, former Arizona Cardinals third-round pick Mason Cole. He was drafted a third-round by the Cards back in 2018. He was recently just cut by the Steelers. He was a key offensive lineman for them. He started 34 games for the Steelers over the past 2 years. He had 1 year left on his 3-year deal. So we'll see what happens. And Steelers saved about $5 million on this. Real quick, Stephen Ross is looking to sell a portion of the Dolphins. But coming up, storming the court has developed into a tradition. Doesn't need to stop. We're going to get into that next. It's Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B.
10.
Fox Sports, 910.
Clear.
Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B has been sponsored by On Air Sports Marketing.
A homeowner just like you.
Hey.
Decides to fix his roof.
Okay.
He backs up his truck, ties one end of the rope to the bumper and the other to himself.
Smart.
He's working on the backside of the roof until...
What? Wait, no.
Yes, Dad was in tow.
Ooh, was he hurt?
A few bruises and his pride.
Save yourself with State 48 Roofing, offering maintenance, repairs, and replacements. Of course, licensed, insured, and bonded. From residential to commercial. State48roofing.com.
Twin Peaks is the best in the game. Here, you're in the red zone for every college rivalry and divisional matchup all season long. On game day, you never have to decide which teams to watch, only what combination of bites, burgers, wings, and more to order. Plus, where else are your favorite draft beers always poured at a frozen 29 degrees? Only at Twin Peaks, the #1 sports bar.
Get wings the way you want them. Try Twin Peaks wings, bone-in breaded, naked, smoked and grilled, or boneless in your favorite sauce or rub.
Buy me some peanuts and Cracker Jacks. Spring training is back at Salt River Fields for your Arizona Diamondbacks and Colorado Rockies. Single game tickets are on sale now. Get yours at saltriverfields.com today.
If you love to travel, Capital One has a rewards credit card that's perfect for you. With Venture X, earn unlimited double miles on everything you buy and turn everyday purchases into extraordinary trips. Plus, receive premium travel benefits like access to over 1,300 airport lounges where you just check in and chill out. Open up a world of possibilities with Capital One. What's in your wallet?
Terms apply. Lounge access is subject to change. See CapitalOne.com for details.
When you wake up well-rested on a great mattress, everything becomes clear.
I do make everything about me.
Things you missed when you were tired finally reveal themselves.
My passport is in the pocket of the duffel bag I took to Mexico.
At Mattress Firm, we know the right mattress matters. We also know that price does too. So if you see a lower price somewhere else, we'll match it. Plus, you get free and fast delivery. Shop in-store or online at mattressfirm.com. The right mattress matters. We'll find yours. Restrictions apply. See store or website for details.
Top class actions alert. In a groundbreaking move for the payment industry, Visa and MasterCard have come to a historic $5.6 billion settlement. Top class actions is connecting business owners who accepted Visa or MasterCard from January 1st, 2004 to January 25th, 2019 to their share of this $5.6 billion settlement. Claim your share today at topclassactions.com/Visa. That's topclassactions.com/Visa.
The Herd with Colin Cowherd. Tomorrow from 10 to 1. This is KGME Phoenix, KESC HD3 Phoenix. Listen on the free iHeartRadio app for all your sports talk, podcasts, and music. Free never sounded so good.
Prospective Cardinals draft target Marvin Harrison Jr. is skipping this week's combine. Reports say it's to prepare for the 2024 NFL season. The updated USA Today men's basketball coaches poll at Arizona down 3-7 after last week's loss to Washington State. GCU got no votes after losing to Tarleton State and Abilene Christian. The NBA All-Star Game is returning to the Valley for a fourth time in 2027. Phoenix previously hosted the event in 1975, 1995, and 2009. Footprint Center is hosting the WNBA's All-Star festivities this year. I'm Frank Garrity on Fox Sports 910, available everywhere on the free iHeartRadio app.
This is the Parker & Sons Weather Center. For all your AC, plumbing, and electric needs, call Parker.
For your Monday, chance of showers for today, but warming up as we head into the afternoon and clearing up. Temperatures right around 78. And then for tonight, slight chance of showers with those overnight lows near 57. For the Fox 10 weather experts, I'm Ty Brennan.
This report is sponsored by KFC. KFC's new smashed potato bowl is here. Fries, mashed potatoes, cheese, and bacon come together to make a smashable snack that's only $3.49. It's finger licking good.
Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B is sponsored by On Air Sports Marketing. Time for the top local and national stories of the hour. Powered by the Sportsbook at CAZ Sports Bar in Casino, Arizona. Bet big on your favorite teams and players in an environment that's as exciting as the game you're watching. There's no better place in the Valley to get in on the action. The Sportsbook at CAZ Sports Bar. Now, guys, what's your top story this hour?
That's right. Bet the game, watch the game here at the Sportsbook in Casino, Arizona. You got 3 live betting windows, 6 self-service betting kiosks, plus those 8 screens that display all the betting lines all the time. Check it out for yourself here in Casino, Arizona. Suns, big win yesterday over the Lakers. Still have a few days off before they have Houston in town as the Rockets, who they lost to on Friday, they'll play them on Thursday, then again on Saturday. Nothing local going on today other than the D-backs in spring training. Manuch is score now. I know you follow that. Who am I kidding? Schubert, what's the score? What's the score, man?
Who's following spring training baseball?
You know,
I'll
take the L on this one.
Wow.
I do not have the scores up. I have the soccer game on here in the studio. West Ham's playing.
You're
so
the
I have that
guy.
on.
Soccer
I know.
game.
Listen, I understand. My
2-2,
team is
by the way. It's 2-2.
My team is currently playing, so I have the soccer match on here.
Who is your team?
I'm a West Ham United fan. They're playing Brentford right now, so I have
What?
that game on in the studio.
What? Are you talking gibberish? What are those teams again? Are they in the
All
United
right,
States?
You're trying to be funny. You're trying to be funny, aren't you?
Move on. No more soccer talk.
No, I'm fine. Well, let's go. Let's keep talking, man. They had a big. Hey, Shu, you and I. It's Rock and Shu here on Fox Sports 910. MLS had a big weekend. Big weekend.
There goes our audience.
Yeah, Messi played.
You guys are copying Dan Patrick. The 1 minute.
I think we're going to lose.
No.
We're going to lose Manuch
Soccer.
and Jackson and Jimmy B on this one. And I don't know if we really want to do that, but yes, I have the Premier League on back here in the studio.
Yeah. You know what that is, Manuch?
Premier
Champions League. Yeah, okay.
Learned that with Ted Lasso, watching that.
So you must like soccer then. Why are you ripping it so
Ted
much?
Lasso was a great show. A little insight into soccer. It was about the characters, not so much the soccer game.
So over the weekend, you probably saw what happened with Wake Forest and Duke when they rushed the court after the upset. Player gets hurt for Duke. Now you're hearing all kinds of conversation on court storming. And should it be banned? I mean, this has been a tradition for many, many years, both in basketball and in football. And now there is a lot of talk on how to stop it, how to contain it. Because storming the court is not. It's a way for fans to have fun at a big upset, try to get on SportsCenter, try to get on social media. I mean, and it happens in both sports. And is there a way, ultimately, for the school to protect not only its players, but the opposing ones, the officials, and the fans that storm? So how to stop college basketball court storming? What can be done? Now, Jay Billis today on First Take thought, he said player safety is number one, but he feels that maybe a forfeit by the team. Now, Greg Burns from Alabama came out this afternoon, agreed, not with Jay Billis, but with something similar, that if there is a forfeit, or if you get the fan base knowing that there could be a forfeit and you're going to lose a game, which could, really make a difference. So, what if the home team had to forfeit the game?
Right? Wow.
Because the field or the court was stormed.
Yeah.
But they need to figure something out here. They got to figure out control. I don't think it's security. I mean, security can only do so much. You can only hire so many people to be out there. But ultimately, if you could lose a game,
well,
I mean, I don't know if I'd be in favor of that. But if I'm a college kid, I could care less if they lose a game. Seriously, Those kids are just trying to get on. They want to be on the court.
Yeah, they want to share the excitement.
It's a tradition.
Yeah, I think that, you mentioned security, rope off the section or area or whatever. Not going to do nothing whatsoever. But I'd say that would get, as a college student, that would get my attention. That, hey, look, they can forfeit. And if it's that game where you have the big upset and you don't get the upset because it's forfeit because you stormed the court, then it's on those students to go, look, you guys blew it. Our team just won. They beat a number 2 ranked team. We're unranked. Maybe like kind of the scenario. If Washington State the other night is in the top 10, and ASU beats them over there at Desert Financial, and those fans come storming on, they go, look, if you storm, we're going to take it's a forfeit, and Wazoo's going to get the victory. I'd go, whoa, I'm not going anywhere because I don't want to see that victory negated.
Wait, time out. Is it a forfeit of that particular game?
I think
it's a forfeit of an upcoming game or a loss in your column.
You got to put some teeth into this bad boy.
You take that game away.
Take that game away.
Yeah.
I mean, why would you not go, look, folks, if you storm the court, and I would, if I'm the PA announcer, and this thing is coming down wire, we just remind everybody, do not storm the court, because if you do, this win will be negated by a loss.
Okay, so that takes care of maybe the fan base, right?
Okay.
But I think you need to take care of the administration too. I think you could go one step further. You take away a home game. Then it hits your pocket. The $200,000 fine, all that stuff, that's no big deal. Those SEC schools get, I mean, there's 2 or 3 a year.
Yes.
But it's like, oh, all right, 100,000 first time, 200 next time, 300. They got the money.
How are they going to, the administration, they've got all this security. I think you control it because they're going to still get overrun. The rope, security, I mean, they can't go out there themselves, administration, unless you hire another 200 security personnel put around it.
Just for one night?
For one night. That doesn't make sense. So I think that if you're going to put some teeth into this bad boy, I feel it's got to be that game to take that away from it and say, okay, if you come, just be forewarned. This might look all well and good on TV, but you're going to lose that game. And that time, some of those games could decide a conference championship.
That's correct.
Could decide a seeding or anything of that nature. And if I'm a fan, I'm like, I'm not going down. I'm just going to cheer from here. I'll be good.
You're half in the bag. You've been drinking.
Yep.
No, you're rushing that. You're rushing that court, that field. You don't care about they lost the game. Plus, a lot of these kids don't even pay attention. They don't listen to Roc and Manuch or JV.
Well,
they don't know the rules.
The PA announcer can make that announcement several times during the game. Is what I'm saying.
Fair.
Say,
I mean, there's also it could be on your ticket too. I mean, what they could do all kinds of things. I don't think it's going to stop.
I don't
think there's anything you really do.
Yeah, because you get that many people coming at you, and I think even if you mention that, and there's, let's say, a handful that come on the court. What do you designate as storming
10
the
or
court?
more? You lose a game.
We got 50 more or whatever. Or at the very end, if you rope everything on and everybody understands, look, you can storm the court after the opposing team and the home team are off the court. Okay, everybody clear? Administration, officials, everybody good? And you could drop the ropes and let them have at it.
I don't think the ropes do matter, but
that doesn't.
But
matter.
I mean,
it's just how the sport is. You're so close. Let's it's even bigger in high school.
What?
In high school, you see it in high school more than you see it in college. An upset in high school basketball.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, you see,
there was a kid in Arizona many years ago that was half paralyzed because they stormed the court.
Sure, he got hit.
I mean, they don't have the means for security.
I don't know. I think the thing with taking away that game as a forfeit, it's got to have the most meat into it or more teeth into it than I can think of. That would really go, okay, we just won, but we lost because you knuckleheads are storming the court. Where are you at now? Okay,
Manuch,
and
I got a question for you then.
That would get their attention.
I got a question for you then. Where are you doing the show today?
At CAZ Sports Bar?
Yeah, you tell Casey that he has to make a decision on whether or not to cash out a bet for a win or a loss if a team forfeits a game that they actually won on the scoreboard.
Yeah.
Good luck with that.
Yeah.
That's another one.
That's till the final scenario's in. Yeah, I guess the NCAA probably wouldn't allow. I don't know.
Hey, we're going to talk about the NCAA a little bit later on how they're they're going to be out of business here.
They're mounting losses.
I did a game on television. In fact, it was a Raycom game, and I did it with Wimp Sanderson, the former basketball coach at Alabama.
Wow.
We did, thank you. And we shut the hell up, Shu. So here's the thing. So we did the game, and it was at Virginia Tech against Louisville. Louisville was a top 5 team at the time. Place is jammed. going nuts. Virginia Tech wins the game with a buzzer beater. We're sitting courtside, and at Virginia Tech, it's elevated there where the seats are. I mean, they came over that elevation and onto the top of us. I grabbed Wimp Sanderson by the arm and pulled him under the press table there, and I thought his eyes were going to fly out of his head. I really did. He was scared to death. So you can imagine, and I was too, you can imagine what it's like if you're a player and you happen to be out there on the court and all of a sudden all these people come charging at you.
Well, to your point, the one kid you're talking about, Rock, he fell to the ground. He got stepped on, and that's what happened. He broke his vertebrae or neck, and he got stepped on.
Exactly. I just remember something.
That mass, if somebody falls,
yeah,
and those people are going, I mean, you talk about trampling or getting injured even more so.
I mean, there are coaches that they'll remove their starters, even send them to the locker room when they know a game is out of hand and it's an upset and that can happen. But you can't, I don't know how you can be ready for a buzzer beater.
Yeah.
No, you can't. You can't.
And I don't know. I mean, we could be at a Suns game and it's easy. You could storm the court pretty easily.
I think as long as if you laid consequences out there, it'd still be hard to stop no matter what. And to your point, Rock, yeah, these college kids, they don't care. You got the money, but there's got to be something more there. And maybe you take take your rivalries game away the following year. Both games are on the road. Like K-State, I thought Coach Tang did a great job when they beat KU, but he had a forewarning. He said, guys, game was in the hand. Do not storm the court.
And they didn't.
And they didn't.
Right.
And then that came down, but they didn't go onto the court. You know, they were all excited. But at that point, if you storm the court on anything, we're going to take a rivalry home game away from you or something that's got some merit to it to get their attention.
Shu, I thought you made
money.
Shu, I thought you made a great point about all the wagering and how they would handle that.
Wow.
Is right.
I mean, let's say you have a ticket for a team's win total in college basketball.
Yeah.
You watch them win the game that gets the over for their win total, but because their fans storm the court, you can't cash that bet. I mean, that's just a liability nightmare for these sports books. Now, maybe in college, it's not that big of a deal, but I just think about this, like the NFL, the MLB, these leagues are in bed with these gambling companies.
Yep.
Like they could never have a policy like this. They could never legislate this kind of stuff because you're dealing with people's money and it just becomes a nightmare situation to deal with.
Well, not even that, Stu. Imagine Air Force. Air Force upset New Mexico. They were like plus 1,000 or something like that. Imagine having a bet on Air Force. And it gets voided because they storm the court and the game is a forfeit.
Guys, it could easily happen. I know you guys say, "Oh, that'll never happen," but if people are getting hurt,
that has to change.
It has to change.
Yeah.
Shu always uses this term, workshopping. Workshopping is when you're kind of brainstorming some ideas for either a segment, a topic, or something on radio. Well, yesterday I was workshopping at the bar some ideas on a topic that I want to get your guys' take on because it went all the way down the bar. I mean, started with 3 guys and it went all the way down the bar. And the question was basically, do you think the face of your sport, your American sport, like the NFL or the NBA, should be American? Are you okay if the face of your American sport is an international player? We're going to talk about that next. It's Roc and Manuch, Jimmy B.
Check this out. This is The Herd.
You're excited. I'm excited.
With Colin Cowherd.
Caitlin Clark, Iowa Star, broke the NCAA women's hoop scoring record. She's the biggest star in college basketball, men's and women's. TV ratings, they just beat a Miami-Boston Celtic game about 3 weeks ago. Why? One of the reasons, she's now familiar.
This is The Herd. Tomorrow at 10. Listen to Fox Sports 910 anywhere on our free iHeartRadio app.
In the fast lane of life, your fuel should keep up. Time to check out G2G protein bars, your ultimate grab-and-go meal replacement. Whether it's a workday, gym session, or navigating daily chaos, G2G has got you covered. Find them now at your local Costco in the refrigerated section, or explore all 8 fantastic flavors at G2GBar.com. Great tasting and packed with protein, so keep pace with life in the fast lane with G2G protein bars.
Arena Sports Grill in Scottsdale on Bell Road is your home for pool, poker, and trivia.
And now, the new Huss Brewing Company's Roc and Manuch Lager.
No, I got to get 2 out this week.
Top Sports.
Probably JC Latham tomorrow or Wednesday.
Golf shops.
That's the Bama guy who's probably a guard.
Binds us all.
And then I probably want to start getting into some receivers. We're focusing on players at positions that the Jets are going to draft.
Engineered.
So like I'm not doing like
power
corners.
Technology and
I'll let somebody else on staff do that stuff.
And
so right now I've been focusing on offensive linemen.
Free custom fitting at Van's Golf Shops or shop us online at worldwidegolf.com. Get there.
Choosing the right lawyer after a car wreck is important. You need to consider the law firm's experience, results, and reputation. Lerner Rowe stands above other law firms when it comes to experience and results, helping over 150,000 people recover billions of dollars for their injuries. When it comes to reputation, we have thousands of 5-star reviews, and year after year, we have been voted best personal injury law firm in Arizona. Call us today and let us put our experience, proven results, and reputation to work for you.
Lerner and Rowe is the way to go. Call 977-1900.
Looking for a change in your career? All City Towing is searching for motivated teammates to join their team. Current openings now available in customer service, tow truck operators, yard management, facilities maintenance, and dispatch. Apply online at allcitytowing.com/careers or call 480-833-7278.
Hey, this is Kelly Cooper. Are you ready for the ultimate sport? At BKD's, we're not just a sports bar. We're the destination for the best food, drinks, and sports experience in the Valley. Located at the corner of Pecos and McQueen and Chandler, get ready to score big on fun and flavor. Only at BKD's Backyard Joint, where every day is game day. Check us out online at bkdsbackyard.com. That's bkdsbackyard.com.
Meet Cheryl. Hey. She's on vacation and lost in the moment. Unfortunately, so is her Chase debit card.
It's got to be somewhere.
Maybe she lost it at salsa night.
These skirts should have pockets.
Or maybe she lost it at Pilates.
3 and 2 and...
But she's not worried. With the Chase mobile app, she can lock her card till it turns up. Tools that help protect. One bank that puts you in control. Visit chase.com/checking. Chase, make more of what's yours.
Chase mobile app is available for select mobile devices. Message and data rates may apply. JP Morgan Chase Bank, N.A. member FDIC.
It's the Lerner and Rowe. One call, that's all. Call of the day. If you're looking for a full-service law firm, just make one call. That's all. 602-977-1900. Lerner and Rowe, voted Arizona's best law firm.
A little more pressure as this one will be played back, and the Coyotes will look for a quick up. Dillon racing after it, but Barrett Hayton trying to beat him with the puck. Try to go in behind that neither.
Schmaltz, and he scores! Nick Schmaltz, second of the night.
Lee keeps it alive. But Russell has talked about how being aggressive with his own shot has actually helped open everything else up as Bull fires it down with the right hand.
We try to put a wall in front of the rim. And look, top of the scouting report was absorb contact, show your hands. Got to earn no calls. His team gets to the line a lot. And our guys did a great job of verticality without fouling.
There you go. Your Lerner one call from the weekend. A little weekend montage for you here on Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B out here at the CAZ Sportsbook in Casino, Arizona. Appreciate you hanging out with us today. Was workshopping a question with some friends yesterday. Does the face of American sports need to be American? And what was interesting to me was it was split 50-50. Because you look at sports, baseball, all right, it's America's pastime, even though it was, I believe, invented in Canada. But, who's the face of Major League Baseball right now?
Shohei Ohtani.
Okay.
Ohtani.
It's not American. Is that a problem? NBA. It's LeBron James. Would you safe to say?
LeBron. Yeah, I would say so.
But, after watching the Mavs as much as I have, Luka or Denver Nuggets and Jokic, Giannis. I mean, they're all international. I think for us, we're all saying, okay, it's okay. Well, not a big deal. But imagine if it was reversed. And I'm a Philly-born, unbelievable soccer player from the United States, and I'm the best player playing for Manchester United.
They might have some heartburn with
exactly.
that. They sure.
But why don't we? Has our country gotten soft?
No. I think that we've had so many, in all the pro sports, has had so many faces, international, local. I mean, it kind of changes. And a lot of it, I think, depends on the sport. Basketball, as you mentioned, there's been several interchangeable parts. Football is mostly American guys.
What if Tom Brady, just hypothetical, this is a hypothetical, if Tom Brady was
from Canada,
from Germany,
and
played ball in Germany because they got professional football now.
I would have no problem with that whatsoever. I would say who's ever the best. I think for a lot of teams, you get a lot of local, your favorite team around over the years, and I can think of for Pirate fans for a year, Roberto Clemente was the face of that team.
Sure, that's a good one.
Coyotes, Shane Doan's been the face of the Yotes for so many years.
I'm talking about the sport.
The actual sport. I get it. I think that I don't have any harbor whatsoever. If that person has earned it and that person is at the top of his game, and he's the one that he's big in the sport, he's big in his community, he helps out, he's a lot of the Americanized things we do. I've never really thought about it, had any problem with it. When I think of so many different interchangeable parts, I think of Akeem Olajuwon for years.
Yep.
When he was kind of the guy there for many years. And I've never really thought that it's got to be an American, it's got to be that guy. That guy's proven it, and he's the best of the best, and he's representing that sport wherever he's from. I think, to me, I have no problem with that.
See, I think it's more about personality than it is where they're from, because
That's
it's unfortunate
fair.
that I would love to know more about Ohtani, but the guy doesn't know English. He's trying, but he doesn't really need to. I mean, the guy's best player in baseball right now, but he doesn't have that personality that fans get to know because we can't speak his language. I mean, I would love it. Mike Trout was a superstar like I thought he was going to be, and out there, but he didn't want it. He didn't want to be out there.
Right.
Just like with the Diamondbacks many years ago, Paul Goldschmidt. The guy just didn't like the media, or not like the media, but just it wasn't his thing.
Right.
And we always talk about that with sports teams here locally. Who's the face of the team? All right, you got Booker and Durant. Okay, that's pretty clear. Diamondbacks, I don't really know. Corbin Carroll. Okay, maybe it's Corbin, but he's still a young kid.
Yeah, I think he's
He's trending. Trending, yes.
Trending.
Corbin, the thing about Corbin is all the clinics and stuff he's been doing.
Yeah.
I think he's getting there, and I would say Corbin Carroll's the new face, fresh face.
We need it.
We talked about Larry Fitzgerald. Larry was the face, but he was out there for events, for charity events.
No, no, hands down, Larry Fitzgerald was the face of the Arizona Cardinals.
So
I wouldn't say Kyler Murray is.
No.
He doesn't play the part.
No. And I thought until last year, I thought Buda Baker kind of took that rollover as the captain, the kind of guy.
Yeah.
Very gregarious, but not, this last year, it was kind of like, I knew Buda was bought in, but it seemed like that took a step back. And then is Murray going to be the guy? It seems like his attitude's changed. If they keep him after this year, it could be, but he's still, I think there's residue from him in the past.
But that's not his fault, though. It's just that he's more introverted, just like Kevin Durant's introverted when he talked about how, Charles Barkley wants him to be a vocal leader, and that's just not who he is. You can't change someone who they aren't.
Yeah, if they don't, that's a good point. If you don't want to be that guy that the go-to or the face or out there, you can't put a square peg in a round hole. But I mean, if somebody embraces it, I thought Shane Doan did a great job. I thought Doan was everywhere. He handled interviews. I mean, but he wanted that kind of that scenario.
Here's what I think the big difference is when you talk about the entire country, America, is that for the most part, we all came from other places.
Fair. Yeah, good point.
And so from that standpoint, people that come into this country who are sports stars, that doesn't mean anything to us at all.
Mm-hmm.
All we care about, can he play?
Yeah.
And what type of, is he a good person? All right, I'm down with him. He's my guy right now.
And is he a good representative of the sport?
There you go.
I think that you got so many. It's your point, Jim. International people, and then we're just one big melting pot here in the States.
We are, yeah, we are.
It's less about nationality, more about personality.
Correct. I agree.
I
think that is the statement, because I mean, you look at Conor McGregor in boxing. I mean, we've already talked about basketball and baseball, hockey. I don't know. Hockey's a little tough.
Well,
I don't know who NFL. I mean, it's definitely.
Right now, Patrick Mahomes.
Chiefs. Patrick Mahomes
is the face.
Yeah.
Of the National Football League.
Was Tom Brady.
And that quarterback's typically that guy. But for years, I'm the same way. If somebody represents well, They're not a knucklehead. They're a good citizen. They're, whether they're involved in the community or not, just that they're an upstanding individual that represents the sport well. And he's one of the top in the sports. I think that's what you can all ask
But it used
for.
to be that way. Baseball was always Pete Rose,
Sure, yeah,
Mike Schmidt, Babe Ruth, and we go on and on.
Oh, yeah,
Willie
Mays.
Derek Jeter was a great ambassador
Oh,
for
he
the
was.
sport.
Yep.
And then, I think NBA, went from Michael to LeBron to all from America.
Yeah, and
I don't know. I just think there's some people on that side. I said it was 50-50, but there are some people that take pride in. They want someone born in America,
born and bred,
to be basically the face of that sport. And then there's some guys that I know that are like, I don't care. It's fine as long as they have a personality.
I think one thing you appreciate about these international guys is who was the last international guy, at least in the NBA, you can remember that got into trouble or had a big suspension,
sure,
or
That's fair.
DUI, or had some drug. Like, you can't really think about those international guys, and from a standpoint of where the game's going to be at, the Giannis's, the Nicolas, the Lucas are great for the young generation of people to look up to, versus some of those American guys who can kind of get out of the chaos sometimes.
And they have a bigger mantle to carry from their home country here in the States as well too. And your point, they don't want to screw up. They've got whether it be Greece or England or Australia, whatever, they want to be an upstanding citizen and represent the sport, so those kids can grow that game even more. So whatever country they're from.
Hey, on this day back in 1989, the Cowboys fired Tom Landry after 29 years. How about that? What a career he had for the Dallas Cowboys. Coming up, we're going to catch up with Craig Fouie, the sports director here for ABC 15 for Factor Philly. That's coming up as we are live from the CAZ Sportsbook in Casino, Arizona. Appreciate you hanging out with us today.
Clear. What's trending on Fox Sports 910 Phoenix?
Cactus League action for the D-backs continues as they play the A's. Prospective Cardinals draft target Marvin Harrison Jr. is skipping this week's combine. Reports say it's to prepare for the 2024 NFL season. The updated USA Today men's basketball coaches poll has Arizona down 3-7 out of last week's loss to Washington State. JCU got no votes after losing to Tarleton State and Abilene Christian. The NBA All-Star Game back in the Valley for a fourth time in 2027. Phoenix has previously hosted the event in 1975, 1995, and 2009. I'm Frank Garrity on Fox Sports 910, available everywhere on the free iHeartRadio app.
When it comes to men getting a vasectomy, you want to ensure you go to the experts. So call Purely Vasectomies. Purely Vasectomies. They're easy, comfortable, and convenient. They have single appointment options with a same-day consultation and vasectomy. Plus, there are 3 Valley locations. Their experienced specialists take the time to answer all your questions. They offer sedation to keep you comfortable, and most men can return to work next day. Call Purely Vasectomies at 844-NO-SPERM.
Twin Peaks is the best in the game. Here, the scenic views stick around after the sun sets, and your favorite cocktails keep you company long after overtime. Where else can you unwind with bourbon and late-night bites? Only at Twin Peaks, the #1 sports bar.
Year after year, Lerner Rowe is voted best personal injury law firm in Arizona. You may wonder why. The answer is quite simple. Lerner Rowe is so popular because we give every client excellent service and a superior experience. But also the main reason is results. We've recovered billions of dollars for our clients with over $1 billion collected in the last 5 years alone. Our phone lines are always open and our legal team is standing by right now, waiting for your call.
Lerner and Rowe is the way to go. Call 977-1900.
Wright Toyota, the #1 volume Toyota dealer in the state of Arizona, ensures you a buying experience that will exceed all your expectations. Check it out for yourself. Located just off the 101 on Frank Lloyd Wright Boulevard in Scottsdale and online at wrighttoyota.com.
At Vans Golf Shops by Worldwide Golf, there's something that binds us all. The collective goal to transcend the ordinary. Introducing the Ping G430 Max 10K driver. Straighter flies farther with Ping's most forgiving driver ever made. The Max 10K. Come in today and test drive Ping's newest driver at Vans Golf Shops. Visit us at your local Vans Golf Shops or shop us online at worldwidegolf.com. Get there.
Looking for a career you'll love with flexibility, great pay, and benefits, and one of the country's top workplaces? Come join our growing team at Progressive Insurance. Go to progressive.com/careers and apply online today.
Springtime, the best time of the year here in sunny Arizona. Spring training, spring break, and of course, Duke's on Miller and McDowell. Enjoy this weather on one of their 3 spacious patios. One is smoke-free. Duke, who's there? Right on the Greenbelt at Miller and McDowell has awesome food, great drink specials, and is totally dog-friendly. Meet up with your friends at Duke's for spring training.
Where? Miller and McDowell. Scottsdale.
Now open in Rocky Point.
Progressive makes bundling easy and affordable. Get a multi-policy discount by combining your motorcycle, RV, boat, ATV, and more. All your protection in one place. Bundle and save at Progressive.com. That's Progressive.com.
Back to Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B, broadcasting live from the CAZ Sportsbook in Casino, Arizona. The Sportsbook at CAZ Sports Bar in Casino, Arizona is a sports fan's paradise. You are locked in to Fox Sports 910, live from CAZ Sportsbook in Casino, Arizona. It's time for Fact or Phooey with ABC 15 Sports Director Craig Phooey. Phooey joins the guys each Monday to break down the top stories of the weekend. And as a reminder, Manuch writes the questions. Now here's ABC 15's Craig Phooey.
You're hot. How you doing today, Phooey? Did your sportscast get cut today because it may rain?
we got a little drizzle. I saw a couple drops in the windshield, so yeah, no sports today.
Only in Arizona, Phooey.
So
Only in Arizona.
You get your take of Phooey right here on Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B. Hey, all right, well, let's get to it. We do it every Monday. It's called Fact or Phooey with ABC 15's sports director, Craig Phooey. All right, the Suns win over the Lakers with all 5 starters in double figures was one of the best offensive performances this year. Fact or Phooey?
Fact, and it glared like that. It shined like that because they were coming up an ugly loss to the Rockets, right? They started 0-2 after the All-Star break. And then last night to see everybody score in double figures, it was just fun to see Yusuf Nurkic with 18 points, 22 rebounds, 7 assists. Phenomenal game. Yeah, it was a fun one to watch.
All right, Coach, leads me to question number 2. Royce O'Neal's 20 points, 9 rebounds, and 6 for 10 from three-point land will keep him in the starting lineup even when Bradley Beal comes back. Fact or Phooey?
Nah, Phooey on that. I don't think so. But listen, he's the guy they need coming off the bench, though. You might be able to play him a little bit here in the regular season as a starter, and then he'll be a bench guy in the playoffs. But he's what the Suns needed, right? I mean, he's exactly the kind of guy they needed coming off the bench. Got a little hostile down in Texas in those first 2 games back from the All-Star break, which I like that. A little aggressive, which is nice to see. But yeah, he's a good addition to this team. I like it so far.
What about a healthy, more consistent Royce O'Neal starting and Bradley Beal coming off the bench?
No chance. I don't think the big 3 is Durant, Booker, and O'Neal. I think it's Beal, Durant, and Booker. And never forget that, Manuch.
Oh, I know.
Yeah,
I got it. I'm just saying it's someone out there. I mean, the other guy, he's hurt like 25 times out of every 2 weeks. I'm just
no, it's true.
Yeah.
It's true. They're always hurt. I mean, who's hurt next? I mean, take your pick, right? Draw straws.
I'm with you on that, Phooey, 100%. Royce comes off the bench. Coyotes now losers of 12 in a row. 14 of their last 16, 18 of their last 22, 462 out of 502. Are they going to make a coaching change? Because there's been no progress since the last 2 years. Fact or Phooey?
I'll say Phooey on that. I don't think they make a coaching change at this point. They know what they have. They've got a young team that's got a long ways to go. Listen, with all the turmoil this team's gone through, whether they're staying, whether or not, do they get an arena in Tempe? Do they get an arena in North Phoenix? Are they moving to Salt Lake City? Mm-hmm. Are they going to Mesa? Where's home? Listen, these guys have no idea what's up and what's down right now as players, right? It's hard to stay focused with all this turmoil and all the questions in the community. I'm sure when they go out to dinner, are you guys staying? Are you moving to Salt Lake? Are you going out to North Phoenix? Are you going to be in Mesa? Are you staying at Mullet? I mean, it's a mess right now, and I think the team knows that. And I wouldn't be surprised to see him in Salt Lake City, but who knows? Who knows what happens?
Craig Phooey, ABC 15. I'm going to go real slow on this one, all right? Again, I want to preface it by saying that Manuch writes the questions. The Arizona Cardinals focus on the combine needs to be in this order. Receivers, defensive linemen, linebackers, offensive linemen, cornerbacks, and ball boys. Fact or phooey? I mean the flag boys, not the ball boys.
Flag boy. That's when I retire, I want to be a flag guy at the Cardinals game. I run around the field with a flag. Listen, that's a very good question. But yeah, I will go with receivers and offensive linemen in that top group. And now we're hearing Marvin Harrison Jr. is not going to go to the combine, right? Not going to work out.
Right.
So I think you go Marvin Harrison Jr. with that top pick, and then you go from there. But Monty Ossenfort's been very clear. You're going to build this team through the draft. So they've got a lot of holes to fill. And in terms of the order, I'll leave that up to the ex-quarterback, Dan Manucci.
Hey, Coach, speaking of that, you've been an ex-coach. What would you be looking at? Let's say the Cardinals scenarios. You kind of mentioned some of those. Anything in particular that you would be most interested in? Interviews, medical, on-field? Where would Coach Fooey be more focused at?
I got to find the team guys. I got to find the guys that are selfless, right? Those are the guys I'm looking for. And I have to protect Kyler Murray. If he's your quarterback moving forward, you have to protect him. And so the offensive line has to get a jolt. You're probably not going to see a couple of guys coming back next year, like DJ Humphries. Guys like that may not be back, but you've got to bolster that offensive line to protect your valuable quarterback. You're paying him a ton of money. You got to keep him upright as long as you can. So go there, and then the defense has got to get much better next year.
All right, Coach, last question. The D-backs will need to throttle back their starting rotation during spring ball as to make sure everybody is fresh for the start of the regular season. Fact or Fooey?
But I think, yeah. I mean, I'll say fact, but I think you've been listening to Torey Lovello, right? That's kind of what they're doing. Zach Gallen, Merrill Kelly are on a slower start this year than the other guys because they pitched more innings. We're going to see those today. I'm actually out at Ho-Ho-Com Stadium right now watching the D-backs and A's go at it. 3-3 right now in the bottom of the fifth, and the D-backs have already gone through 3 or 4 pitchers. So yeah, they're just letting guys get some reps. We saw the outfield going today. Corbin Carroll, Lourdes Gurriel was out there. Alec Thomas, little right wrist injury, I guess soreness, not injury, soreness. So he wasn't playing today. But otherwise, yeah, just seeing what's going on with his team. Let him get a slow start and get ready for the start of the season.
And Coach, with the success they had going to the World Series last year, what has been Lovello's mantra per se? You just mentioned what he wants to do with the starting rotation, but regular players, backup players, just work them in, get their work in, and just hopefully nobody gets hurt.
Yeah, I think that's the deal. And Torey has said we set a standard, right? We know what the standard is now, and it's not about expectations; it's about meeting and exceeding the standard. So they know where they got last year. They know they weren't good enough to win a World Series against the Rangers, so they know what the goal is, and they also realize what the Dodgers have and what this NL West looks like. So it's about keeping guys healthy, getting them reps together. And I like the fact that Major League Baseball has this policy is you've got to get some quality players on the field for every game in Cactus League, which is nice. So Torey's rotating the outfield one day, starting the infield the next game. So just so fans can see, at least half of the starting group. So that's kind of fun.
So what are you going to, you're going to get a minute. So what would be your lead tonight?
I'm doing D-backs today, man. We're going all D-backs.
Good stuff. All right, D-backs tonight on ABC 15, and I know got to see you a few times, man, with those promos during the Suns game last night. So yesterday afternoon. So
how about that, huh?
ABC 15 pushing Craig Fooey hard,
as they
Good
should.
Stuff. Yeah. Good stuff. All right, buddy. Thanks as always, man. Appreciate it. We'll let you get back to the hot dogs.
Yeah, you got it.
Craig Fooey joining us here on Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B, as he's brought to you by Twin Peaks, your college basketball headquarters. Check that out as college basketball getting underway. We'll be doing our bracket contest with them once again, so looking forward to that. So multiple ways to win, and we'll be there this Thursday. We're always at a different Twin Peaks every Thursday. Where are we at this week, Manuch?
We'll be at the Camelback Twin Peaks.
Camelback.
20th Street and Camelback. About time we catch up with our good buddy Chris Dobertine, our bracketologist. Maybe get him toward the end of the week. Who's on the bubble? Who's leaning off on one way or the other?
NBA is nearing some plans for the Phoenix Suns to host the 2027 NBA All-Star Game. Nice. At Footprint. Yep. It will be the third consecutive All-Star Weekend hosted by the Pacific Division. The Warriors are hosting it next year, and then the Clippers will host it the following year. By the way, do you guys like the new unis for Clippers? They redid their unis completely.
Yes.
You got that ship in the middle, which I had to look it up. I'm like, is a Clipper is a ship, right? So I kind of like I missed that day in third grade.
Oh, okay.
Right? It's called a Clipper,
They
right?
don't call it the Yankee Clipper for nothing. That's
Isn't
what
the
it
Clipper
is.
more like a sailboat kind of thing?
Kind of looks like that.
Yeah, it's a sailboat.
But it has several masts.
Yeah.
But all you see in the logo is the front of it.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's got to be, They're sailing away one way or the other.
The,
Clippers playing good basketball, fellas.
They are. They also have an alternative which has Buffalo Braves on it as well, because they originally were a franchise in Buffalo and then moved. Yeah.
I know, but you look at the logo and it looks like a cruise ship.
It does.
Okay, it looks like a cruise ship coming at you,
Yeah.
right? And you're looking at it, you're like, all right, but it's a massive rebrand, and they got it out ahead of the next year, so they're getting it going, the floor and everything. So Clippers got to try something.
Don't they open up that new arena next season?
It's coming up.
They
I believe
do.
so.
Yeah.
No more sharing.
Yes.
By the way, last week, AT&T, had that outage, and a lot of people were
Big
freaking
time
out.
outage.
People, it wasn't that big.
It was
like
over
70,000 people. That's it.
No, it was more than that, Rock.
It wasn't that big.
There was millions of people that were.
I don't think it was millions.
It was like down for 4 or 5 hours or something like that.
I don't, because I'm seeing different reports that maybe I got to stop watching Fox. Maybe maybe it's on CNN. But I'm just like, I didn't think it was that many people.
It's pretty massive. Nationwide.
What is it, Shu? How many people?
It says thousands.
Thousands.
The report that I see from
Okay.
CBS.
Okay. You're just saying millions.
I saw millions. Maybe I don't know. What I saw was millions of people.
Well, anyway,
out.
AT&T is reimbursing the customers that were affected.
As they should.
Yeah.
Hallelujah.
$5.
$5.
Give it to them.
And speaking of $5, American Airlines is raising their check bag fee to $5. So there you have it. Hey, we are going to get into some more football at 50 next, and Taylor has banned Travis Kelce from strip clubs. Yes, and we find out she has spent $500,000 to retool his wardrobe. This is breaking news now.
Wow.
Check this clear. This is The Herd.
You're excited. I'm excited.
With Colin Cowherd.
Caitlin Clark, Iowa Star, broke the NCAA women's hoop scoring record. She's the biggest star in college basketball, men's and women's. TV ratings, they just beat a Miami-Boston Celtic game about 3 weeks ago. Why? One of the reasons, she's now familiar.
This is The Herd. Tomorrow at 10. Listen to Fox Sports 910 anywhere on our free iHeartRadio app.
A homeowner just like you.
Hey.
Decides to fix his roof.
Okay.
He backs up his truck, ties one end of the rope to the bumper and the other to himself.
Smart.
He's working on the backside of the roof until...
What? Wait. No.
Yes, Dad was in tow.
Ooh, was he hurt?
A few bruises and his pride.
Save yourself with State 48 Roofing, offering maintenance, repairs, and replacements. Of course, licensed, insured, and bonded. From residential to commercial. State48roofing.com.
If you haven't tried G2G protein bars, today is the day. Find them in your local Costco's refrigerated section or online at G2GBar.com. Incredible taste and packed with protein. They are perfect for your on-the-go lifestyle. Check them out today.
Are you looking for a change in your career path or just looking to get back into the employment market again? Look no further. All City Towing is searching for motivated teammates to join their team. Current openings are in the areas of customer service, tow truck operators, yard management, facilities maintenance, and dispatch. If you're looking for a challenging yet rewarding opportunity, a great benefits program including 401k program with a generous company match, and a company that is a leader in the industry, apply online at allcitytowing.com/careers or call All City's HR department at 480-833-7278. All City Towing is Arizona's largest towing transport vehicle storage provider. Locally owned and invested within the communities they service. If you enjoy helping others by providing great customer service, working as a team, and possess great communication skills, All City is for you. Apply online at allcitytowing.com/careers or call 480-833-7278. That's allcitytowing.com.
It's Jason Payne, owner of State 48 Roofing and your sexy status roof guy on Instagram and Facebook. Lesser roofers cut corners, cobbling together patchwork roofs to meet a budget, not State 48 Roofing. Give us a call today for your maintenance, repair, or full replacement needs.
When we make your meal, this is where we start. Traditional old world recipes passed down through generations. But then we add some modern flair and spice up your Italian dining with contemporary flavor combinations. The result, the perfect fusion of new and old world traditions and a meal you'll never forget.
Inspired by the comfort and cuisine of a Brooklyn-style pizza parlor, Upper Crust Pizza and Patio Wine Bar is located at the southeast corner of Loop 101 and Cave Creek Road in Phoenix.
At Van's Golf Shops by Worldwide Golf, there's something that binds us all. The collective goal to transcend the ordinary. Introducing the Cobra Dark Speed Driver. Engineered with advanced aerodynamics, power bridge technology, and a large hot face for more speed and consistency. Visit us in store for a free custom fitting at Van's Golf Shops or shop us online at worldwidegolf.com. Get there.
When you wake up well-rested on a great mattress, everything becomes clear. I do overthink everything. Things you missed when you were tired finally reveal themselves.
I should just get fake plants.
It's the President's Day sale at Mattress Firm. Get a king bed for a queen price. Save up to $700 plus a free adjustable base with select Sealy mattresses. See a lower price? We'll match it. The right mattress matters. We'll find yours. Restrictions apply. See store or website for details.
Let's get ready for football!
Story trending this hour, right here with Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B on Fox Sports 910 and iHeart Radio app.
I think we would agree, guys, that relationships are a give and take.
Yeah.
And
Have to be.
And it'll be interesting to see if Travis Kelce's cool with Taylor Swift is taken from him, because it reportedly includes his ability to visit strip clubs. According to not always reliable
sources,
British tabloids, Taylor has banned him from visiting strip clubs after seeing him wear a T-shirt from Crazy Horse 3 in Vegas after the game against the Raiders earlier this year.
Off limits.
She also wants him to FaceTime her instead of texting when they're apart. She secretly wants to see where he is and who he's with. I hate FaceTime. Absolutely hate it.
I do too.
I won't even do it.
Nope.
I've done it maybe once. I can't stand it.
The only time I do it is with my grandkids.
I understand.
That's the only time we do it. Otherwise, it's texting or a phone call.
He supposedly, she's also changing his look. She supposedly gave him $500,000 to kind of step up his wardrobe.
Wow. Well, did you see his wardrobe he wore to the stadium for the Super Bowl?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, like a black
Thanks to
sequins
Taylor.
kind of thing. Yeah, she dresses him well.
She's a little controlling.
Yeah, well, she says she's not trying to change him, but she's trying to get him to evolve.
Well, she's got some boundaries, I'm sure.
Well, I don't know about boundaries. She's just basically took a guy that's already pretty popular and took him to another level.
Sure,
I mean, it's a whole nother level.
He's on the map of the Swifties. He's on the map of international. He's on the map of all the above.
Let me ask you four. You guys are all in relationships. What is your policy relationship-wise about strip clubs?
I've never done them, haven't done them, and my wife wouldn't approve them. Put it that way.
Manuch.
Couldn't approve them.
You're so full
The only,
of it.
I was at last strip.
See? He tries to be the nice guy right away, answer right there, then he's going to moonwalk.
No, moonwalk. I mean, the only strip club I've been to was for a bachelor party.
Okay.
This was when I had my first marriage. It was with all the buddies were going there.
Was your marriage?
No, well, my first marriage with Luann.
So your boys took you to strip club.
Yeah, they wanted to go. Part of the tour was we took our good buddy
tour?
Yeah, Mike Hughes.
What do you mean a tour?
A tour of the strip
tour.
club.
So you went back in the room.
No, remember those trolley buses they had in downtown Tempe for years?
Yeah.
They rented one of those and they stopped at I think it was Bourbon Street.
Okay, yep, still there.
I got the approval. And after I went to a couple bars, and that was it.
I got to tell you a funny story. So
last time,
this is back, and it's been a long time for me too. But this is probably in the, I want to say, early 90s. I was working for a particular television station, and that television station had runners Okay, runners they would drive the company vehicle,
Sure.
and they would take tapes. So in other words, if I sold a commercial to say Subway, okay, Subway gives me a commercial, and then we got to make a copy of it, and then we got to send it over to Channel 10 because it's going to run on or Channel 3 or whatever channel that's not the channel I'm with. So New Times used to have a coupon in the back that you got a free burger with the purchase of a drink.
Can I tell you
so my buddy and I, let me finish my story,
go ahead.
Manuch. My buddy and I, we would go a couple times. So we're there, one day we pulled up, and there's the runner's vehicle in the parking lot at this particular place. So we go in there, my buddy and I, who worked there with me, we were sales reps, walk in, and we see our two buddies, we're not buddies, but our runners in there, and we're like, dude, you got to park next to McDonald's and walk over. You can't have the company vehicle in the parking lot of a strip club.
The channel so-and-so, right?
Yeah. Yeah, it was a pretty big family channel. Yeah. So
be discreet, gentlemen.
It was like, dude, my buddy and I were dying. We're like, all right, it's bad enough that we're there, but that was one. So we do that, or we'd all go. I used to go to matinees.
Oh, man,
so Christown Mall had the food court, and then upstairs was the Harkins. So we would tell our sales manager that we were on a call. And we would go. Me and my buddy was also a sales guy, another sales guy.
Yeah.
So we would go to a movie. But one time we're in suits. You wore suits back then, right?
Yeah.
I'll never forget. We were coming down the escalator, and there was our manager just sitting there at Sabaro's or whatever pizza place.
Sabaro's.
And they're like, "What are you doing?" Oh no, we had a meeting with the manager. Oh, both of you? You only one of you have the account. So anyway, that was kind of fun.
There's a few things I wanted to train him on that we had to get about. I remember that place because you get the New Times, you go through it. You said coupon of that particular
free burger
place
with a purchase of a drink.
Yeah.
I'm in.
And the burgers were good. The burgers were good.
Yeah, the special. You go drive down there. There's this special. The burger.
It's trying to get you in there.
That's right.
But to see the company vehicle in the parking lot, I mean, we're like, guys, it's nothing wrong with you going.
Yeah.
It's just park the vehicle somewhere
Arizona's
else.
family channel, right there.
Again, different ownership than that channel now, and again, that was 25 years ago.
My goodness.
Long time ago. We're out here at the Sportsbook in Casino, Arizona. Bet the game, watch the game. They got the Sportsbook right in here at Casino, Arizona. They got 3 live betting windows, 6 self-service betting kiosks, plus 8 screens displaying all the betting lines. Check it out for yourself. Open daily from 8 a.m. to 11 p.m. Typically, Casey joins us. He's off today. We'll get him next week. So always like catching up with him. But yeah. By the way, if you are a ASU Arizona fan in basketball and you want to get an early look at the Big 12, they came out with a basketball all access pass. The Big 12 did. It's pretty cool. And you get all these different options. And I think it's something that if you are a diehard basketball fan, you may want to look at this basketball all access pass. It just came out this morning. It's a membership you can purchase. And it's pretty cool. And I would recommend it if you are a diehard basketball fan.
And I will let everybody know if you're an ASU basketball fan or a U of A basketball fan, you are moving into the very best basketball conference in the nation. The very best in the nation.
For this year.
For this
3.
year. I'm guessing they might have as many as 9 teams in the dance.
Yeah, I think you're right. It's interesting how the Big East ACC has fallen.
Yep.
Those teams that you grew up, the Georgetowns, the Villanovas,
Sure.
even Duke and North Carolina. I mean, they're still there.
Yeah.
They're still relevant. But the Big 12 has definitely made some noise this year.
ASU, U of A won't have any problem. ASU, bone up on that collective, that NIL.
Speaking of Arizona, how about Steve Kerr? He got an extension, a 2-year, $35 million contract extension. He is the highest paid coach in the NBA.
Has he earned it in your estimation?
I don't see why not. It's not my money to give to him, but yeah.
I would. How many rings does he have?
Let me ask you this: if Frank Vogel decided I'm retiring, I'm just done.
Okay.
Would you want Steve Kerr?
Would I take Steve
Yeah.
Kerr?
Oh,
in a heartbeat.
So he's worth it.
Absolutely,
He is.
yeah.
I agree with that. I heard some people say, "Oh, why are they paying all that money to?" Because he's won championships.
How many rings does he have?
You got it.
Yeah, and to manage that group and to have
at his Bulls rings too.
Yes,
exactly
as a player.
right.
As a player, correct.
Right, you forget about that.
No, you don't. That's why I said it.
You know, you're so it's so profound on Golden State. You're so much in there. You go, that's right. He was part of
Yeah, he
few of
was.
those teams.
Yeah. I mean, look, it is what it is. The NBA is blockbuster business. Blockbuster business, and coaches now are reaping the benefits of that as well. Where it was before you spent all the money on the players, now you're starting to see the very top coaches in the business as well start to make big
He's
money.
got an owner that will
you're right.
spend whatever it takes.
That is correct.
To win that championship. Look at the luxury tax he's paid over the last several years.
And the Suns now have an owner who apparently is similar in that regard.
He is not going to let that guy get away from that led those championships.
I agree 100%.
Over the last 10 years. And you look at that.
1 minute.
And getting some of those players on top of it.
Our State 48 Roofing It's Your Call question of the day. Once Bradley Beal is healthy, is it better to have him come off the bench or have Royce O'Neal continue to start? Yes or no? Check it out on our Twitter page at Roc and Manuch. Our State 48 Roofing It's Your Call question of the day. Hour number 3, we will catch up with Frank Sanders. Also, NCAA's pay-for-play era. What we know
30.
and what's next after years of court battles. It's here, and it's here to stay. We're going to discuss it next as we finish up here, hour number 2 from Casino, Arizona.
Clear.
Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B has been sponsored by On Air Sports Marketing.
Get ready for double the fun on the 101. Introducing the Salt River Rewards Program at Casino, Arizona and Talking Stick Resort, the Valley's newest and best. With multiple tiers and endless benefits, we've got something for everyone. Don't miss out on the excitement. Salt River Rewards, the Valley's premier player rewards program, now at Casino, Arizona and Talking Stick Resort. 2 properties, 1 amazing club, offering limitless fun on the 101. Discover the best in the Valley at saltriverrewards.com.
Hey, this is Kelly Cooper. Are you ready for the ultimate sports experience? Look no further than BKD's Backyard Joint. At BKD's, we're not just a sports bar. We're the destination for the best food, drinks, and sports experience in the Valley. Located at the corner of Pecos and McQueen and Chandler, get ready to score big on fun and flavor. Only at BKD's Backyard Joint, where every day is game day. Check us out online at bkdsbackyard.com. That's bkdsbackyard.com.
When you wake up well-rested on a great mattress, everything becomes clear.
I do make everything about me.
Things you missed when you were tired finally reveal themselves.
That meeting could have been an email.
It's the President's Day sale at Mattress Firm. Save up to $500 on select Tempur-Pedic adjustable mattress sets and get a $300 gift toward pillows and more, all with free and fast delivery. The right mattress matters. We'll find yours. Restrictions apply. See store or website for details.
At Bet365, we don't do ordinary. We believe that every sport should be epic. Every touchdown, every game, every point, every play. From the moments that are legendary to the ones that fly under the radar. See for yourself when you sign up today, and you get $150 in bonus bets when you bet just $5. Whatever the sport, whatever the moments, it's never ordinary at Bet365. 21 plus only, must be physically located in Arizona. If you or someone you know has a gambling problem and wants help, call 1-800-NEXT-STEP or text NEXT STEP to 53342. T&Cs apply.
You don't need to get personal, like revealing orange juice commercials make you cry, to get the State Farm personal price plan. Just call or go to statefarm.com for a quote. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
Prices vary by state. Options selected by customer. Availability and eligibility may vary.
Tax Talk with Straight Talk.
You give and you give. This tax season, you get with Straight Talk Wireless. You get a reliable 5G network and unlimited data and a new Samsung Galaxy A15 for just $99. So you can give your janky phone to your kid. Yeah! Good talk.
Switch to Straight Talk for plans starting as low as $25 a line per month for 4 lines. Find us at Walmart and straighttalk.com. For network management practices, visit straighttalk.com. Device offer ends 4/14/24. In-store activation on single Silver Unlimited plan or higher required. Family plan discount with 4 lines, all on the Silver Unlimited plan. Taxes and fees apply.
Portions of the following program were pre-recorded.
The Herd with Colin Cowherd. Tomorrow from 10 to 1. This is KGME Phoenix, KESC HD3 Phoenix. Listen on the free iHeartRadio app for all your sports talk, podcasts, and music. Free never sounded so good.
The NBA All-Star Game is returning to the Valley for a fourth time in 2027. Phoenix has previously hosted the event in 1975, 1995, and 2009. Footprint Center is hosting the WNBA's All-Star festivities this year. Prospective Cardinals draft target Marvin Harrison Jr. is skipping this year's combine. Reports say it's to prepare for the 2024 NFL season. The updated USA Today men's basketball coaches poll had Arizona down 3-7 out of last week's loss to Washington State. GCU got no votes after falling to Tarleton State at Abilene Christian. I'm Frank Garrity on Fox Sports 910, available everywhere on the free iHeartRadio app.
This is the Parker & Sons Weather Center. For all your AC, plumbing, and electric needs, call Parker.
For tonight, slight chance of showers possible. Temperatures tonight dipping into the upper 50s. And then for your Tuesday, decreasing clouds with those daytime highs in the mid-70s. For the Fox 10 weather experts, I'm Ty Brennan.
This report is sponsored by Progressive Insurance. At Progressive, they're making things even easier. They'll help you bundle your home and car insurance together so you can save on both. Learn more at Progressive.com or 1-800-PROGRESSIVE. That's Progressive.com or 1-800-PROGRESSIVE.
Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B is sponsored by On Air Sports Marketing. Time for the top local and national stories of the hour. Powered by the Sportsbook at CAZ Sports Bar in Casino, Arizona. Bet big on your favorite teams and players in an environment that's as exciting as the game you're watching. There's no better place in the Valley to get in on the action. The Sportsbook at CAZ Sports Bar. Now, guys, what's your top story this hour?
Well, after back-to-back losses on the road, Suns come back yesterday afternoon and they take care of business. Their 8th straight win. They knock off the Lakers 123-113 as a good win for them. As Grayson Allen, he had 6 threes, and he led the team in scoring with 24 points. Durant, 22. Booker, 21. They're now 34-24. They are off for a few days. They'll have Houston on Thursday and again on Saturday as this Phoenix Suns team. That was a win. It was nice to see them win on national television against the Lakers. There's nothing better than that if you can beat them. And it's good to see. Go ahead. What were we going to say?
I was just going to say the Lakers complaining about the officiating.
How about that?
They never shot a free throw in the second half.
That's a problem.
It is.
If it was reversed, we would be talking about it.
Yes, we would.
He had a point there, too, because he said, we go to the paint all the time.
All the time.
And he said, we go in there, and they're calling them on the Suns. They're not calling on this. So I thought, and then they hit the head coach. So kind of, he handled the same way, but to watch, he walked the fine line about the officiating. And but LeBron was like, that's just a discrepancy that typically we don't have. He said, for us to have that kind of discrepancy, especially in the second half. But I'm like, hey, so Lakers, sour grapes, from that standpoint.
But like I said, if it's the other way around, that's disparity, 19-8.
Yeah. We have yelled about that in the past.
Of course.
We have talked about that.
And I'm just saying, he had a point to make. I'm just,
yeah, absolutely.
Laker hater.
But I understand. And look, I get the Laker hate. That's fine. I don't look at it that way. I'm the journalist here. So with what took place in that game, I thought it was a spectacular performance by Nurkic, who probably played his best game since the Brooklyn game where he dominated against the Nets. And in that game yesterday, not only did he dominate, he did all of the little things that gets overlooked by setting those high screens, by playing solid defense down low on the block, and by also altering shots when the Lakers would come down the lane. And according to the officials, not drawing fouls.
He had a lot of offensive fouls, offensive boards, I should say. Real quick, I do want to mention this because I think it's a bigger deal than we're even bringing up, this 0 free throws. Since 2015, it was the first time one of his teams did not attempt a single foul shot in any half.
That's incredible.
Since 2015.
Incredible stat.
I mean, he averages over 5 a game.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, come on.
He goes to
and
the
Anthony
basket.
Averages 7.
Yes.
Yeah.
And he didn't have one yesterday.
No.
I mean, I'm a Suns fan first, of course. I'm not a Laker fan at all, but I'm not a Laker hater either. That's a problem.
Yeah, it was. And I thought that, hey, the Suns got away with a lot of them because on the other end, they were getting the calls.
They got the calls.
It never ceases to amaze me on the NBA officiating, how one game it's this way, the other game it's that way. It's rare. I'm not going to say it's rare. You like to see it evened out at some point. But the discrepancies like that, you just kind of wonder, what the heck? Lakers are going to make it, and it just seems like this year the officiating is being called out even more so by a lot of the big-time players into what's happened last month or so.
If the stat sheet would have said the Suns shot 19 free throws and the Lakers shot 15, we probably are not having this conversation.
Of course not.
Okay, but when you just pointed out it was 19-8, and the Lakers never shot a free throw in the entire second half of the game. That just doesn't happen.
Like to Manuch's point, coach coming out and saying, we go to the hoop all the time.
All the time.
They average 25 free throws a game.
Mm-hmm.
Average.
Yes. I mean, there were a lot of no calls. I get it. I mean, I watched it from start to finish, and you're like, oh, how do you not call that? And you see a lot of the players raising their hands and getting all pissed. But both sides, I mean, there are no calls on both sides. But
just means they're due for 42 in their next game to balance out the average. So we're good. It'll be fine. Next game, the over.
And that's another thing right there. That's a great point, Hugh. It just seems like they make it up at somewhere along the line, or that proverbial, well, there's the makeup call at the end that you missed over here. I don't know. It's just, I don't know if you put another, I don't know what your thoughts are, Jim. Want another official on the court or not? If it makes a difference.
No, 3 is fine.
And you just see the discrepancies have just been huge this year in some of these NBA games.
Didn't the Lakers have a game? Shu, correct me if I'm wrong here, please. Didn't they have a game?
Wouldn't we all?
Yeah. Didn't they have a game where they shot like 38 free throws and the opposition shot 10? I think it was something like that, and it may have been against the Golden State Warriors. It was an astronomical number, which was similar to what we're discussing right now.
Yeah, and I think Coach Ham, I thought after the game he was, he did say, hey, there was a major free throw disparity, but he also said they scored 45 right out of the gate.
He was careful not to cross that line.
Correct.
45 points in that.
I wish they would.
First quarter.
I mean, we always talk about officiating in all the sports. Well, we do.
Who just recently got lambasted here? Was it? I think he got just hammered. Just the hell with it. Officiating was horrible. Went on a rant. Got fined. Adam Silver. I forget who the players and coach was, but right before the All-Star game.
It's a complete crap.
Yeah,
I was about to say, Darko. The Raptors shot 13 free throws compared to the Lakers 36.
Okay.
It's a complete crap.
There you go, right there.
Well, there's another game. There's another game, Jimmy B, that goes to your point. A double overtime game back in January against the Warriors, where the Lakers had 43 free throws to the Warriors 16. So this is how it balances out.
Yep.
This is how the average balances out. We're good. Nothing to see here. Suns win. We move on.
43 free throws
Take
to
the win.
16.
That's it. You'll not like it and be happy with it.
Yeah.
All right, move on. Yeah,
but at the end of the day, guys, let's just be honest. It couldn't happen to a better team.
I agree. That's what I said.
Mean, it's just,
good.
It's like it's the Lakers.
You homers.
I mean, it's like, and the thing is it's amazing. It's like you're going to a Coyotes game when the Lakers are in town with the opponents. I mean, there are so many Laker fans there last night.
They were lined up.
Yeah, I mean, they showed that on the news.
Yeah.
All the Laker fans that were there, I mean, it was a playoff atmosphere.
Yeah.
And that's great. I mean, I hate a game in the middle of the end of February has some meaning to it. I'm all in. I mean, I love the fact that it was a day game on a Sunday with nothing else on.
That's it.
Well, and when you get outshot, close to 50% by the field, was it 42% from the 3-point land? You have to stop that.
Yeah.
I mean, the Lakers got back in it slowly but surely.
They climbed back
and
in.
I think the main culprit where LeBron was kind of bitching and moaning at was there's a couple of calls they didn't get when they got within 5. Mm-hmm. And he turned around and looked at him and like he's looking at the official in a demonstrative way, like he just hacked. He's going to his arm. He just hacked the hell out of me. All right, nothing to see here. Yeah. No blood, no foul. Let's move on.
Yeah, just I don't know. Anyway, so they get the W, which was good. On the flip side, when it comes to hockey, we were just talking about the Coyotes dropped their 12th straight. not good. 4-3 overtime loss to the Jets in Winnipeg as Schmaltz had 2 goals for the Yotes, but they've now dropped 14 of their last 16. They got Montreal tomorrow. But I think the big story yesterday, too, that is getting a lot of play, at least in my mind, is what came out in Chicago. As Patrick Kane comes back as a Red Wing, okay, you give him a he gets announced,
introduction.
let him do his little, skate around the ice, be done with it.
Yep.
But when you score the overtime game winner and he gets a standing O by the Chicago fans, that's a problem, Chicago.
Wrong.
I'm sorry. I know there's so many Chicago Blackhawk fans out there. Like, I'm sure they're throwing F-bombs at me right now. But I'm sorry. I know he's one of the best American-born players ever. I get that. But he just beat your team. Give him the the accolades in the beginning, but now he's a Detroit Red Wing.
He's the enemy.
Yes.
He's the enemy. And of all places, Chicago, and Detroit Red Wings, and him coming back. Hey, you left us. You're the traitor. Yeah, we get. Hey, thanks for playing when you were here, but to that stuns me. That's beyond. I've got something. That's something you kind of go, what the hell? Unless you got a bunch of big charities left over there in Chicago.
I wonder, guys, and it's a great point that you guys are bringing up that this has been a rivalry in the past. But I wonder, because Chicago hasn't been good for the last 5 to 7 years, and I wonder if their younger fan base that is coming up, growing up watching this team, if they don't see the Red Wings the way that the Blackhawk fans of 15, 20 years ago do, because they're not in the same conference anymore. They don't play each other as much as they used to. So the thought of what Detroit was to Chicago 15, 20 years ago is not the same thought that you have about Detroit now. And so I wonder if that's playing an impact on this as well.
He's the opponent. He's the opponent.
Do we know
your rink?
Chris, do we know if when he got moved last February to New York in the Rangers, wonder if those two teams played each other?
They did. I think it was at MSG, though. I don't think it was in Chicago.
Okay.
I think you're right.
I think you're right. So that was his first time back.
I was going to say, I don't care what conference you're at or you're coming from or what team.
You don't cheer the guy scoring the game winner in overtime against you. But this Detroit-Chicago thing doesn't, I think, matter as much as it did maybe 15, 20 years ago.
Fair. But can you play that clip real quick? I mean, because let's be honest. You would have thought this game was in Detroit with a game winner.
It's Patrick Kane in Chicago!
Oh my God!
Kane with the overtime winner! The Red Wings win it 3-2! The story is complete on Kane's return to Chicago!
I mean, it's like, I'm sorry. I got some big time Chicago fans. I can't. I mean, I
don't blame you.
I didn't miss the ending of it. I was having some fun with Chelios, doing his deal yesterday while the Suns game was on too, because they're going on at the same time. But I kind of had some fun with him in the beginning. I'm like, I didn't. This is way before the outcome, and I was like ripping a couple of my buddies. I'm like, dude, look at that. I go, that's embarrassing. You're a Blackhawk fan, and you look at him. All right, give him a little round of applause.
Sure.
But the guy was on the ice for 10 minutes.
If you'd have told
before
me
the game started,
if you wouldn't have told me that was Chicago, it'd sound like Detroit.
It did sound
twofold.
like Detroit.
Yeah, you might. Okay, hey, nice. Your point. A little golf cloud. Good luck. Down the road. That's is so uncalled for.
Hey, after years of court battles, us talking about it, and everybody else, pay for play in college sports is here. It is officially here to stay. How do you feel about it? We're going to discuss it next. It's Roc and Manuch here on Fox Sports 910.
Clear Valley traffic from the Valley Toyota Dealers Traffic Center.
Making some progress clearing that wreck. That had closed eastbound 202 South Mountain Freeway from 32nd Street to 40th Street. The left lane has been reopened eastbound 202 32nd to 40th Street. Huge backup behind that, and a crash 19th Avenue in Baseline.
This report is sponsored by Staples Stores. Now during Staples Sit-a-thon, you can save up to $180 on select chairs, desk chairs, computer chairs, even gaming chairs. In store only. Offer ends 3/2. See associates for details. Stop by Staples today and grab a seat.
Jenny!
Hey, Jenny!
Jenny, come on in!
Steve!
Hey, Steve!
Steve, how you doing?
Meg!
Meg, nice to see you.
Hey, Meg.
Arena Sports Grill. Come on out for the sports, off-track betting, incredible food, and friendly faces. The best daily specials in Scottsdale. Arena Sports Grill, 62nd Street in Bell. We know you.
Arizona's largest locally owned A-plus BBB rated towing company is All City Towing. They're always looking to add motivated and competitive team members. Do you fit the bill? If so, head on over to allcitytowing.com/careers for more information.
Hey, sports fans, celebrate every big game with El Bandito Yankee, an ultra-premium tequila made from 100% Blue Weber agave in the highlands of Jalisco. Their certified additive-free Blanco and Reposado features a unique oxygenation process for a rich smoothness without that tequila burn. It's why they won platinum and gold medals and are now listed as one of the world's top tequilas by Rolling Stone. Head over to your local store, favorite bar, or restaurant in all 7 Barrio Queen locations. Go to elbanditoyankee.com and break out the Bandito with the official tequila of game day.
Rock for WrightToyota.com. At Wright Toyota, they'd like you to get to know them. Their goal is to make buying your next vehicle the kind of experience that earns your recommendation to family and friends. They invite you to use all of their innovative web tools on WrightToyota.com. So if you're looking for a new or pre-owned Toyota, head to their interactive website at WrightToyota.com. The right price, the right selection, all at WrightToyota.com.
We all know the best offense is a good defense, so it might be time to schedule that vasectomy. Lots of sports betting goes on in March, but your safest bet is to schedule your vasectomy. Call Purely Vasectomies at 844-NO-SPERM.
Get ready for double the fun on the 101. Introducing the Salt River Rewards Program at Casino Arizona and Talking Stick Resort, the Valley's newest and best. With multiple tiers and endless benefits, we've got something for everyone. Don't miss out on the excitement. Salt River Rewards, the Valley's premier player rewards program, now at Casino Arizona and Talking Stick Resort. 2 properties, 1 amazing club, offering limitless fun on the 101. Discover the best in the Valley at saltriverrewards.com.
Tax Talk.
Get with Straight Talk Wireless. You get a reliable 5G network and unlimited data and a Samsung Galaxy A14 included when you buy an extended silver unlimited plan. So you can give your janky phone to your kid. Yeah!
Switch to Straight Talk for plans starting as low as $25 a line per month for 4 lines. Find us at straighttalk.com. For network management practices, visit straighttalk.com. Device offer ends 4/14/24. Online only. Family plan discount with 4 lines, all on the silver unlimited plan. Taxes and fees apply.
The new number 1 of the latest USA Today men's basketball coaches poll rankings, as Houston was voted above UConn as the top team in the land. Purdue, Tennessee, and Marquette round out the top 5. Arizona dropped 3 down to 7th after losing to Washington State Thursday. The NBA All-Star Game is returning to the Valley for a 4th time in 2027. Phoenix has previously hosted the event in 1975, 1995, and 2009. I'm Frank Harrigan.
This is former Notre Dame quarterback Brady Quinn. Here's what's trending from the iHeart Sports Network.
Presented by Progressive Insurance. Progressive makes bundling easy and affordable. Get a multi-policy discount by combining your motorcycle, RV, boat, ATV, and more. All your protection in one place. Bundle and save at Progressive.com. That's Progressive.com.
More sports, more Jody. The Drive with Jody Ayler. Now in morning, 6 to 10 on Fox Sports 910.
Roc and Manuch out here at the CAZ Sportsbook in Casino, Arizona. And a topic that we talk about a lot. I mean, a lot. It has to do with pay for play. It's officially here to stay. Athletes can now be promised NIL deals as a condition to signing with an NCAA school. But this is only the beginning of this story. It's still yet to unfold because on Friday, this is when it all came down. The judge basically bars now the NCAA from enforcing regulations on NIL, which is name, image, and likeness deals. Potentially, it basically ends amateurism. It's done. Athletes can now have the negotiating power with officials. Media companies they're able to facilitate deals while the NCAA just kind of sits back and they got to figure out the retroactive punishments that were before, right? They got to, that's a challenge for them.
That's still in their, I'm not going to say rearview mirror. It's kind of in front of them because this current situation, which you mentioned, Rock, where the judge ruled in Tennessee and Virginia, the whole thing was antitrust violations. So it's preventing these young men coming in from high school or transferring, the opportunity to make, as they quote, fair market value for their wares. I mean, so you might see a lot of these schools. I think there's like Dartmouth and a few other schools that have made their student athletes employees of the school. And I don't know how you circumvent that more so than the other, because there still be NIL deals even for those employees of those schools that have granted that. Now, I remember this. Remember, it was about 6 years ago in Northwestern, the one quarterback and player were trying to get this, saying it's antitrust violations.
I remember that.
How can you prevent us? People are buying our number 12 jersey or this jersey, and at the time it got shot down. But that's the time when the NCAA should have said, wait a second, we got to get out in front of this because this is coming. And, you know, Rock, you and I have had the former head coach at Marshall University, Jack Langell, on, who was an AD for many years. He was hinting at this over 10 years ago when you and I were on, just kind of learning about where this was headed. He could see it because of so many boosters, air quotes again, that were trying to help these recruits make a decision to go to UCLA or USC or whatever, or as you call them, Rock, green shakes.
Yep.
Were becoming more and more affluent. And I think at that point in time, the NCAA put something out there and a lot of the schools said, wait a second, we're going to take this to the Supreme Court. And the Supreme Court said, you're correct, school. You cannot prevent a young man or woman from making fair market value because that's antitrust violations. Again, the antitrust violations allowing a student athlete to go in and earn as much income as they have and not limit them to the income, which the NCAA was looking to do with the recruits and transfers.
I think there's going to be a lot more fallout on this because now you have the consequences. You know, athletic departments, department officials, they can now facilitate the NIL deals. Media companies can offer players NIL deals as a share to generate broadcast revenue. How about that? And this is going to get tested for the first time during the next transfer portal window, which is April. That'll be the wave of basketball players after, March Madness on the 8th, which is the championship game this year. But it's not cut and dry right now. So we'll see. You know, I don't think this is a free-for-all yet, but I think it's getting pretty damn close. And I don't know what the next step is. There really needs to be a governing body. The NCAA needs to, beg Congress for a law to kind of maybe get this on hold so they can get their, act together. But this is bad. Here's so bad.
NCAA is just clueless.
Well, here's the other thing too, guys. Okay, so they're now saying you cannot, a player, football player, can't have an agent. If he signs an agency, he's declared his professionalism to go on to the draft.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so my question is, okay, so when is somebody going to shoot that down and say, look, all of a sudden you got a high school kid coming out. He wants to negotiate the best deal for what college he goes to. So I'm going to go I'll just use Scott Boras, the baseball agency extraordinaire. And let's say this kid's coming out, he's a top-notch pitcher, coming out of Mesquite High School there in Gilbert, and he wants to go to Utah. And then ASU's talking to him. What's to prevent that from getting to a point where, well, if this is quasi-professionalism, Rocky, you alluded to, that we get the minor leagues. Well, if this is the minor leagues of football, baseball, basketball, what's to constitute to make that legal to go get a Scott Boras or Dave Donnan or whomever to negotiate your deals or deal into high school, an NIL deal, and just kick that out of court saying, well, wait a second. You're saying I can't hire an agent to give me the best financial deal? Then if I sign him, I've got to go pro? Well, aren't I already quasi-pro
Pretty much
in the minor leagues?
Yeah.
This guy, a kid signing out of high school. He signs out of high school, grabs Scott Boras, negotiates his contract with the Diamondbacks. He's in Class A or whatever it is. What's the difference?
I know there's so much money from the networks, okay, that pay for the big sports.
Oh, yeah.
But I just don't know. When did these universities run out of money for their
Olympic
athletes?
sports? Yep.
Because I want to put her hand out and say, hey, I want $1,000. I want $10,000. I want $100,000, or I'm not coming to your school. When does it get to that point? Because there are schools. Let's just use Nebraska. Women's volleyball is big there.
It is monstrous.
They make
there.
money.
Yes.
They sell out games.
Yes, they do.
Women's basketball at Iowa. When does it get to the point where these universities aren't going to have enough money? I mean, I think I would love to talk to an AD, that's in the mix right now and really off the record, like at a bar. Just say, man, how hard is your gig right now?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, this can't be fun. I mean, all it is trying to raise money to give the kids to come to your school for a free education.
Yeah, and their whole scenario is, okay, here's what we have for our players or player, and anything outside of that, if it's, Wright Toyota or whomever, Billy Bob's Boot Barn. I know Tyler Shuck had a outside of their collective of $25,000 at Texas Tech. He had a Boot Barn place that was giving him so much money. He had a feed store or whatever there down in Lubbock.
Yeah,
that's the side, but that's one or two guys. Now the university's out of that. They're going to get whatever they can. So the rich will get richer, the poor will get poorer.
Correct.
At that point, that's why I think, Rock, the super conferences will do their own thing, and they'll have those 32, 64 colleges, whatever, and then there'll be a rest of them. And how they figure it out, I don't know. That's what they have attorneys for, right? Like, well, they always say, let the attorneys figure it out.
There's money.
Yeah,
the money
for the attorneys.
So then what happens then to the lesser sports, the so-called Olympic sports?
Start cutting them.
Tennis, golf, track and field,
wrestling,
swimming,
Yeah.
all of that.
I know we can't look in the crystal ball,
No.
but I could. 5 years from now, we're going to look back and go, "Oh my gosh!"
Sure, that
look what has happened.
Yeah, that rabbit hole is being dug more and more and more. It's going to be tough to resurrect that whatsoever. And you might see schools with 5 sports total.
The thing that I guess as I proclaimed wannabe marketer, I just don't see the value of giving $10,000 or a car to a college kid who may only be there a year.
Sure,
he could transfer because he wants to get right now I'm giving him a Toyota. Well, he's going to transfer to another school so he can get a Lexus or a Porsche or what have you. When does it stop? And when do you become? I mean, when is it? When do we say it's our fault?
Sure,
it's the businesses out their fault for allowing this to happen, to feeding the beast.
Okay, and on top of that, the other thing they want to do is say that it's unfair for a young man to stop him after one transfer. He should be allowed to transfer. Again, that's got to stop. But the other thing, too, is with the other side of that, what they're saying is some of these coaches are moving on. Bill O'Brien, classic case, going to Ohio State, then going back to BC to take that job, the head coach.
But he wasn't a head coach at Ohio State.
No, he was offensive coordinator.
That's different. In most cases, you're going there because of head coach.
I get it. I understand that. But, I mean, the movement, if it's good for the goose, good for the gander, movement of coaches, movement of players.
So, but what's the difference, if a coach gets fired? So if a coach gets fired, should that allow the player to be able to transfer too?
Well, if that coach brought him in specifically for that.
And he got fired, the coach got fired. Okay. So does that mean the player should be able to get a green light to transfer because his coach is no longer there?
If the new staff comes in and they want to do things there where they're in a different way, doesn't incorporate that new player in that standpoint, yeah, a lot of them will live because they're running off.
I'm not saying that. I'm saying if we're going to create rules for if the coach is taking a better job. Okay. He's at Toledo, he takes the Georgia job.
Right,
okay.
Right.
Should the guy be able to transfer because he just lost coach? Yes.
He can.
Okay. Yes, of course he can.
Yeah.
But if a coach gets fired, should be the same deal?
You know what? I would think if the new staff comes in, doesn't fit, or they want to incorporate him, I think you got to wait till the new staff is. I always told guys, like, whoever.
But you're there because this coach recruited you.
Sure. Yeah. And if, let's say, he gets fired and goes on another school, there's a lot of guys that are following that coach.
No, we're seeing that. School. Yeah. I don't know. I don't know how you can control it.
I think if it's outside of the transfer portal window, they should be able to, just like they allowed Alabama, Washington, and Arizona players to transfer when that coach left somewhere else. Like the same situation.
So is it case by case? So if a coach gets fired,
let me give an example.
A month later,
Damon Williams, a Bash High School quarterback, all everything, transferred semester to U of A. He under Coach Fish. Coach Fish leaves, goes to Washington. He goes in the portal immediately, and he's now at Washington.
But he wasn't fired, though.
No, he wasn't fired, but he moved on.
I understand it, but what if that head coach gets fired? Should that kid still be able to do that?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, because you don't know what the new staff's going to be. And a lot of these guys that come in, they want their own guys anyway, and they feel like they're stuck. So if a coach gets fired, that kid says, you know what, I'm not comfortable with whomever they're bringing in with, and I've got these other schools that wanted me. Maybe I'll go take a look at them, or at least go put myself in the portal. Now he can always come back, and there's a lot of schools like when Brett went up there to U of A, he met with all the players that said, "Look, we want to keep you guys here," and kept the quarterback and his receiver. Those were huge to convince those guys to stay and not go to Washington.
It's just not black and white. It needs to be
It's
more
not.
black and white.
It's unfortunate.
Yeah. Frank Sanders is next. With Jimmy B here at Casino Arizona.
Here's what's trending on Fox Sports 910 Phoenix.
The updated USA Today men's basketball coaches poll in Arizona down 3-7 out of last week's loss to Washington State. No votes for GCU after they lost to Tarleton State and Abilene Christian last week. The NBA All-Star Game is returning to the Valley for a fourth time in 2027. Phoenix has previously hosted the event in 1975, 1995, and 2009. Footprint Center, of course, hosting the WNBA's All-Star festivities this year. Prospective Cardinals draft target Marvin Harrison Jr. skipping this week's combine. Reports say it's to prepare for the 2024 NFL season. I'm Frank Garrity on Fox Sports 910, available everywhere on the free iHeartRadio app.
This is the Parker & Sons Weather Center. For all your AC, plumbing, and electric needs, call Parker.
For tonight, slight chance of showers possible. Temperatures tonight dipping into the upper 50s. And then for your Tuesday, decreasing clouds with those daytime highs in the mid-70s. For the Fox 10 weather experts, I'm Ty Brennan.
This report is sponsored by Staples Stores. Now, during Staples Sit-a-thon, you can save up to $180 on select chairs, desk chairs, computer chairs, even gaming chairs. In store only, offer ends 3/2. See associates for details. Stop by Staples today and grab a seat.
In the fast lane of life, your fuel should keep up. Time to check out G2G protein bars, your ultimate grab-and-go meal replacement. Whether it's a workday, gym session, or navigating daily chaos, G2G has got you covered. Find them now at your local Costco in the refrigerated section, or explore all 8 fantastic flavors at G2GBar.com. Great tasting and packed with protein, so keep pace with life in the fast lane with G2G protein bars.
Arena Sports Grill in Scottsdale on Bell Road is your home for pool, poker, and trivia. And now, the new Huss Brewing Company's Roc and Manuch Lager. Stop by today and experience top sports viewing, off-track betting, and ice-cold Roc and Manuch Lager drafts.
Over the years, Lerner Rose helped over 150,000 injured people recover billions of dollars for their injuries and over $1 billion in the last 5 years alone. What does that mean to you when you're looking for an attorney to handle your personal injury case? That means that Lerner Rose is a law firm that not only has experience, but the proven results to recover money for your injuries. The insurance companies know which attorneys won't put up a fight. When you call us, we call them, and they know they have to pay.
Lerner and Rowe is the way to go. Call 977-1900.
Hey, it's Gross. Join me, Bauer, and Jackson every Saturday from 11 to 1 live from the Sportsbook at the CAZ Sports Bar at Casino Arizona for Take the Points. Powered by the Sportsbook at CAZ Sports Bar.
At Vans Golf Shops, there's something that binds us all. The collective goal to transcend the ordinary. Introducing the all-new TaylorMade QI10 Max Driver, combining TaylorMade distance with the forgiveness of 10K inertia. Experience your drives in 10K. Visit us in-store for a free custom fitting at your local Vans Golf Shops or shop us online at worldwidegolf.com. Get there.
Tax Talk with Straight Talk.
You give and you give. This tax season, you get with Straight Talk Wireless. You get a reliable 5G network and unlimited data and a Samsung Galaxy A14 included when you buy an extended silver unlimited plan. So you can give your janky phone to your kid. Yeah!
Switch to Straight Talk for plans starting as low as $25 a line per month for 4 lines. Find us at straighttalk.com. For network management practices, visit straighttalk.com. Device offer ends 4/14/24. Online only. Family plan discount with 4 lines, all on the silver unlimited plan. Taxes and fees apply.
Get ready. This week, Staples has deals so good, you're going to want to sit down. Are you sitting? I'll wait. Great. Right now, during Staples Sit-a-thon, you can save up to $180 on select chairs. That's up to $180 off desk chairs, up to $180 off computer chairs, and up to $180 off gaming chairs. So hurry into Staples now for the Staples Sit-a-thon and grab a seat.
He's there.
Or 2. Ends 3/2. In-store only. See associate for details.
Progressive makes bundling easy and affordable. Get a multi-policy discount.
Sounds like he's golfing, though.
Motorcycle, RV, boat, ATV,
So I don't
and
know if
more.
you should keep him
All
the
your
whole time.
protection in one place. Bundle and save at progressive.com. That's progressive.com.
Like I can hear the cart moving while he's talking.
With Jimmy B, broadcasting live from the CAZ Sportsbook in Casino, Arizona. The Sportsbook at CAZ Sports Bar in Casino, Arizona is a sports fan's paradise. You are locked in to Fox Sports 910, live from CAZ Sportsbook in Casino, Arizona. He played 8 seasons with the Arizona Cardinals. The Sandman.
It is caught. Touchdown Auburn! Sanders caught it! Touchdown Auburn! Touchdown Auburn!
Frank Sanders joins Calling All Sports with Roc and Manuch, now on Fox Sports 9.
Frank, what hole you on?
Good question. I'm finishing up right now out at the Whirlwind Golf Tournament, man, by Desert Financial. So it's been a pretty good day. Cloudy a little bit, but not bad.
You very rarely turn down a free round, do you? I mean, you're always playing.
You're absolutely right, brother. Like I live out in Arizona, and if you call me for golf, you're going to get me out there for the most part.
I know. That's great. I just wish we still have your birthday gift. We have your Christmas present. We still have these golf balls with 81 on them. I don't know what to do with them. I mean, I got to figure out how to get them because I know you need them with all that golf you're playing. You're probably losing a few.
I lost a lot today, unfortunately, my brother. It just turned into this is one of the first Arizona tournaments I played when we did a twosome. We had two pros out here, but it was 2 foursomes and then 2 pros, and it ended up being a twosome. So they made sure you was not coming in 23 under like we normally do, Rob.
Wow, that's a great way to do it, man. There's always so much cheating in golf tournaments. It's great. Oh, they all shot a 55. It's like, come on. Hey, we want to get some Cardinals out of you real quick. We know we'll get you back to golf, but real quick, we'd love to just get your take with the combine going on. There's a lot of needs, but for a combine, what position you think is, because of the way the combine is set up with speed and lifting and all that, is there a particular position that it works well for?
Look, I definitely think it works well for your second-round picks, third and fourth round picks, and receivers, defensive backs, and also those hidden linebackers that just seems to be guys that just kind of get overlooked if you're not in the first round. So the combine promotes a lot of good things. One of the things I do love is when you get to go, if you're from another school that doesn't really play in the in the Power 5 conferences or the Power 10 conferences, and you get a chance to go against a guy that's from Ohio State and you're from a small school or from Auburn or Alabama or one of those places, and you get to go toe to toe with him. I think it just it gives you an opportunity to be looked at by the pros, and you find some secret guys, man, that didn't get a lot of shine. But if you're a good scout and your scouting department's doing a good job, they'll find you, man. They'll give you a chance to come to the next level.
Frank, what I hear you saying is, aside from watching somebody on the tape, there could be a lot of guys that are very underrated, to your point, moving up in the draft with their movements, or some that are overrated in watching how they move out there at the combine.
Yeah, it is. It's funny, man. It's a weird thing because you would think guys come. Competition is a unique emotion, and guys who come from big schools sometimes think it's already a given that they could play at the next level. But when you get to the combine, you're facing guys that are hungry, guys that are just looking for an opportunity, and you really got to go out there and try to be at your best for that one moment. And you're not around 6 or 5 or 7, 8 other guys that are from 5A or 5-star players. It's just you and that guy, and now you got to show up. And I think that's a good moment for a lot of guys. The combine sometimes get bad press, but most of the press that comes out of it, to me, I think it's very helpful for guys that really need to be looked at.
All right, so be honest, Frank. So when you're at the combine, you have a couple receivers there that may have been, God forbid, highly more ranked higher than one Frank Sanders. Did you just kind of go, what the heck are they watching? I mean, I'm at Auburn, they're there, and they got them ranked higher than me. And then did that spur you at the combine to outcompete them and try to prove some of those ranked individuals wrong?
Absolutely, it did. I mean, I was at Auburn, and we were on probation my last 2 years, unfortunately, and so I didn't get a chance to go to the bowl games. I didn't get those extra couple of weeks to kind of, really catch primetime television. And I think that, so when I got there, the guys from Ohio State, guys that was from Colorado or Michigan or UCLA, Penn State, Bobby Ingram had won the Biletnikoff Award, and I was third in the voting. Jackson from Florida, he came in second for the Biletnikoff Award, and I just was like, man, I gotta show these guys that this guy from Auburn can make some plays, man, and he just needs an opportunity. And so when I got there ready, to run my best, to be at my best, and I was looking for the competition, especially in those drills, because they begin to show, what guys can do, what they can't do, especially when you don't have your team around you. It's just you now, and so to me, it fueled me, and I couldn't wait to get out there.
All right, I'm going to stay then with the wide receiver. Marvin Harrison Jr. is not participating at the combine. Most people believe that he will be, if everything goes accordingly in the draft, he will be the Cardinals' #1 pick. He's a tremendous talent. We all know that, Frank, but he's not there. What do you say to guys that say, okay, I'm not going to go show my wares. I'm just going to wait for my pro day?
Look, the combine doesn't make everyone come, so he's taking advantage of that moment. He already knows, and when you're looking at yourself, you're in the top 10 to be picked. You just really don't want to overdo it. Okay. Your work should speak for itself.
Too.
Specifically, Jimmy B, when they're telling you, either Mel Kiper or Todd McShay or the Roc, the Rocs of the world telling you you're going to be in the top 5 or top 10. You don't want to show too much because you just want to go ahead and get drafted. But if I'm the Cardinals, you look at the film and you look at the guys that he played against and again, it depends on what you're looking for, Jimmy B. I'm going to be quick about this. If you're looking for a guy that's a leader, that plays hard every down, that blocks on every play, then, you might miss him because there's some games when they played that he just could take plays off, or he knew he was going to catch 10 passes for 175 yards and shut it down. So that you have guys who have that mentality. But when you look at him play against the big schools and, the Michigans of the world, the Michigan States, when he was out there really going against the top defensive backs, how well did he do? And to me, I think that what we've watched him be able to do over his career in his 3 years, he's been absolutely fabulous from the receiver position. And again, you had a guy for the Heisman Trophy as a receiver, you just can't pass him up.
Hey, just real quick, Frank, then, okay, if you've got all that, if you don't ever get a chance to interview him or sit down and talk with him, how you know he's not a knucklehead or a jackass? Do you vet all those people that know him and try to go that route?
You have to. I mean, that's the only thing you're going to get if you don't get the opportunity to sit down with him. Some of the stuff that that the Cardinals have already done, or if you're in the top 10 picks, you pretty much know. You've done your research. You've checked all the police reports. You've checked the logs when it comes to the security on the campus. You've checked with guys and people that where this guy's walked, where he has his breakfast, what he does. There are a lot of scouts that don't look like they're undercover scouts. They look like regular Joes, and they happen to be in McDonald's when you're in McDonald's and watching how you order or things like that, just to kind of find out what kind of character you are. It's a very tenacious and tedious process that in the NFL that the scouting department goes through. And when you get an opportunity, I think that, as a player, you want to take advantage of all the moments you can to not just be on your best, but be a great character. This is an opportunity to get to the next level. You've dreamed your whole life for the most part of it, for at least eight years of it when you was getting a good opportunity not to mess this up. So the best thing I can say, Jimmy, is you got to go back and really do a lot of, trust the homework that you've done. You've been to the practices. You've watched the film tape. You've watched what happened when bad moments happen in the game, and also in good moments. And if he stayed the same, then you know what kind of guy you're getting.
Frank, thank you, buddy. Get back to golf, and we'll talk to you next week. Thanks.
I appreciate that, guys, and also I thank you for sending me my Christmas, my birthday, and my Valentine's gift. I really appreciate that.
We just had to send you the love.
That's right. That's Frank Sanders from the golf course, as always. Appreciate him taking some time. It's interesting when he's on the golf course. Just I don't know what it is, but he seems more talkative.
You think he's well lubricated?
I'm not going to go there, but I know he enjoys occasional cocktails.
Yeah, he does,
he is sponsored by the sports book here at the CAZ Sports Bar in Casino, Arizona. It's a sports fan's paradise. Bet the game, watch the game. They have 3 live betting windows, 6 self-service betting kiosks, plus 8 screens displaying all the betting lines. Check it out for yourself. Open daily, every day, 8 a.m. to 11 p.m. Well, we'll tell you what's on tap tube, plus the results of our State 48 roofing. It's your call of the day. It's Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B, Fox Sports 910.
Check this out. This is The Herd.
You're excited. I'm excited.
With Colin Cowherd.
Caitlin Clark, Iowa Star, broke the NCAA women's hoop scoring record. She's the biggest star in college basketball, men's and women's. TV ratings, they just beat a Miami-Boston Celtic game about 3 weeks ago. Why? One of the reasons, she's now familiar.
This is The Herd. Tomorrow at 10. Listen to Fox Sports 910 anywhere on our free iHeartRadio app.
Valley traffic from the Valley Toyota Dealers Traffic Center.
10 westbound near Avondale Boulevard, we have an accident off right. 202 South Mountain Freeway eastbound. This between 32nd Street and 40th Street. Traffic is down to just 2 lanes. This is due to a very serious accident.
This report is sponsored by Mattress Firm. Dive into hibernation mode with a huge deal on deeper sleep during Mattress Firm's President's Day sale. Shop now and save up to $500 on select Tempur-Pedic adjustable mattress sets and receive a $300 instant gift for pillows and more. Plus, get free and fast delivery to your door. Restrictions apply.
Hey, sports fans, celebrate every big game with El Bandito Yankee, an ultra-premium tequila made from 100% Blue Weber agave in the highlands of Jalisco. Their certified additive-free Blanco and Reposado features a unique oxygenation process for a rich smoothness without that tequila burn. It's why they won platinum and gold medals and are now listed as one of the world's top tequilas by Rolling Stone. Head over to your local store, favorite bar, or restaurant in all 7 Barrio Queen locations. Go to elbanditoyankee.com and break out the Bandito with the official tequila of game day.
No one does happy hour like Twin Peaks. From tequila cocktails to an extensive bourbon category to top shelf spirits and cocktails served over ice balls in the 29-degree drafts. Stop by any 5 Valley Twin Peaks locations today.
Are you looking for a change in your career path or just looking to get back into the employment market again? Look no further. All City Towing is searching for motivated teammates to join their team. Current openings are in the areas of customer service, tow truck operators, yard management, facilities maintenance, and dispatch. If you're looking for a challenging yet rewarding opportunity, a great benefits program including 401k program with a generous company match, and a company that is a leader in the industry, apply online at allcitytowing.com/careers or call All City's HR department at 480-833-7278. All City Towing is Arizona's largest in the communities they service. If you enjoy helping others by providing great customer service, working as a team, and possess great communication skills, All City is for you. Apply online at allcitytowing.com/careers or call 480-833-7278. That's allcitytowing.com.
The right price, the right selection. It's all now at Wright Toyota in Scottsdale. Stop by today and see why Wright Toyota continues to be Arizona's top Toyota dealership, located just off the 101 on Frank Lloyd Wright Boulevard and online at wrighttoyota.com.
When it comes to men getting a vasectomy, you want to ensure you can go to the experts. So call Purely Vasectomies. Purely Vasectomies. They're easy, comfortable, and convenient. They have single appointment options with a same-day consultation and vasectomy. Plus, there are 3 Valley locations. Their experienced specialists take the time to answer all your questions. They offer sedation to keep you comfortable, and most men can return to work next day. Call Purely Vasectomies at 844-NO-SPERM.
Commit to one day and help keep ozone away. Idling causes air pollution. Please turn off your vehicle when waiting in long lines like school pickups and drive-thrus. You'll save on gas and breathe cleaner air. For more information, visit maricopa.gov/AQ.
When something happens to your car, you might say,
well, that's just great.
Oh, perfect.
Awesome. How nice for me.
But what you really need to say is, like a good neighbor, State Farm is there to help you file your claim.
State Farm, Bloomington, Illinois.
Hear that? The sound of your antique fountain pen gliding across linen paper as you journal in the park. And if you were here, you'd be inspired by the warm breeze. But you're not here. Because your self-care happens out on the road, riding your motorcycle protected by Progressive. And the wind in your face on the road is all the inspiration you need. So if you ride, get a quote and see if you could save with Progressive, America's #1 motorcycle insurer. Now that's inspiring. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates, not available in all states.
Back to Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B, broadcasting live from the CAZ Sportsbook in Casino, Arizona. The Sportsbook at CAZ Sports Bar in Casino, Arizona is a sports fan's paradise. You are locked in to Fox Sports 910, live from CAZ Sportsbook in Casino, Arizona. Wake up with The Drive. Jody Ayler tomorrow morning, 6 to 10 on Fox Sports 910 and on our free iHeartRadio app.
Got a barn burner today with Arizona and Oakland going at it. It's top of the 9th, and it's 8-7 Oakland.
Ooh, I'm nervous.
So hopefully we can get to the final before we're out of here today. But up tonight, the 9th edition of The Match takes place. Gets underway around 4:30 from West Palm Beach. Not the win in Vegas, which, I don't know, they're playing 12 holes.
Right.
Obviously, they make money. It's for charity. But it's Max Homa, it's Rory McIlroy, Lexi Thompson, and Rose Slang.
Rose Zhang.
Rose Zhang?
Uh-huh.
What do you mean?
Rose Zhang.
Oh, Rose Zhang.
Yes.
I thought you said Roseanne.
Yeah.
Okay,
No,
Rose Zhang.
She's the #1
Rose Zhang.
college
Rose Zhang.
player
Okay.
who graduated from Stanford after winning the NCAA championship.
Okay.
And then played her first pro championship on that course in New Jersey and won that right out of the block.
Okay, I remember seeing that.
Yeah, so she's a quality player. This is, I mean, look, will I sample it? Of course I will, just because there are some big names playing and it's good golf.
And you're a journalist.
That is correct.
Right, man.
The only
That's
one
we've been doing this a long time.
Yeah.
I had no idea.
I know.
I just feel bad because I remember when I saw your resume, it came over my desk. I don't remember it saying I'm a journalist, but now,
absolutely.
I believe it.
Hey, he did the news. He did the weather.
Did
he
it
did
all.
it all. I mean, constitute back there in Buffalo. What didn't you do back there?
So
in
what
Buffalo?
did you have to stand on, when you did the traffic, on the monitor?
Actually, when that was the case, they didn't really have what they call now the green screen.
Yes.
So you stood up against the board and you just kind of drew lines where the traffic issues were.
Traffic or weather, all the above.
It was both.
Yeah.
Both. Because you didn't have the green screen.
It's amazing how, morning news, I couldn't believe it. I couldn't sleep, whatever. Sunday morning, ABC 15 starts their Sunday local news at 5 a.m.
Wow.
They have a 5 to 7
Sunday morning
newscast on Sunday morning. I was just like, I understand it, because I remember when I worked at Channel 3, they were the first to start at 5:30. And now it all starts at like 4:30 live local news.
Yeah.
And I don't get it, especially with the time difference. It's 2 or 3 hours. I mean, we'll be switching to 3 here soon, but I'm fine with watching Good Morning America and all these other, shows on the East Coast.
The national
It's fine.
shows.
But anyway, let's get to our State 48 Roofing It's Your Call question of the day. For a free quote, repair, or installation, head to state48roofing.com. I did the read, Manuch. I just need the results.
All right, baby. Here we go. Here we go. Once Bradley Beal is healthy, is it better to have him come off the bench and have Royce O'Neal continue to start? Well, you can go vote yes, Beal off the bench, or no, Beal as a starter. Currently 50-50.
Wow.
What?
Yeah, 50-50.
Who are these people
Yeah,
that are
well,
voting?
You got to have him start.
I would agree with that. That's why I
What?
voted.
Yeah.
Well,
No way.
beauties in
You
the
don't think Beal's a starter?
Beal. No, I thought you meant Royce.
No, Beal.
I said
Beal. Yeah.
Beal is starting.
All right.
Beal is
I was going to take the temperature.
Whoa,
No,
Jimmy.
no. I
Okay.
thought you meant
There you have it.
Royce.
Our State 48 Roofing question of the day. Hey, tomorrow on the program, we'll have Van and Bosch, ASU color analyst Kyle Dodd, and Bob McManaman. So if you didn't miss last week's show, just you could go to iHeartRadio and you can hear last week's show because it's going to be very similar to tomorrow.
Well, Bobby Mack's at the combine. And Kyle Dodd had a victory, an upset after losing
I
by
know.
45 the week before.
Those guys, I'm kidding. They're staples, and I think I got to tell you when it
Questions
comes.
about the Clippers. You need to qualify. You need to get 3 out of 5 to qualify. There's criteria
Hello?
you need to meet.
You have to submit photos of
Somebody
yourself
switched
in
over.
Clippers gear.
Yeah, show us
Yeah,
your
well,
Clippers
that's
gear.
the guys
Subscribe
after
to the Full Court Clippers newsletter.
I don't,
Follow them on
can
Instagram.
you hear us, Hugh?
Subscribe.
I don't think you can. We just had the national feed bleeding in.
There we
You're
go.
good.
Yep,
Yo,
we're
it's
back.
F3 show. F3.